Cancel the U2 concert.
Boy, oh boy, did I have a great tirade.
Don't fucking do it. This should be like a 1.5 point line.
Oh, they just scored again.
I think he's the clear-cut winner.
That's the only good move.
That's it.
Welcome to the Thielet and Graves podcast. I'm Thielet.
I'm Graves, and we're just two dudes like yapping about sports.
Welcome to the Thielet and Graves podcast. My name is Ryan Thielet.
My name is Isaac Graves.
And we're just two dudes that like to yap about sports. Yes, you say two. Yes, we have four on screen today. We are joined here today by Have Schiff, and this is Ryan Jones and Nick Shermeto. Why don't you go ahead and introduce you two, and then why don't you explain your podcast real quick?
Thank you so much for having us on. So my name is Ryan Jones from Erie, PA, and I'm a first-year student here at Point Park University. Me and Nick are both part of the Have a Shift Day podcast, and we love talking hockey. So this is really nice that you're expanding your podcast to be able to welcome us on, and it's gonna be a good time. Thank you so much.
Of course, anytime. Yes, they just mentioned hockey, but we are not going to get started with hockey today for once. We're going to get started with the NFL, as today was supposed to be tampering day, as it is Monday, March 10th. It ended up turning into free agency day one.
Pretty much. I mean, what is going on? Like, everything last night into today, just insanity. So, what do you want to start with? Should we just start with the easy one with Josh Allen?
Yeah, we'll just start with Josh Allen. I mean, for me, this was a no-brainer for the Bills. They needed to get a bigger long-term deal with somebody who just won the MVP, who honestly should have won unanimously. Yes, you heard it here. I still think he had way better stats than Lamar Jackson had this season. He was better for the team-wise. I mean, overall, he had the better season and should have did it. He should have won the same way Lamar won the first time around. Now, do I agree with the amount of money? Probably not, because that kind of hinders the Bills down the road, which is going to kill them come 10, 15 years when they got to re-sign Coleman, or what if they draft another big-time receiver that ends up being a top guy for them. So, I mean, they can play a little bit of like gymnastics with the salary cap. There's going to be a lot of restructuring, a lot of changing, kind of like what the Chiefs did with the Mahomes deal. Like, that was big when it first came out. Now they're restructuring every other year. It's like the Bills are going to be doing the same thing.
We just got to hope he doesn't like crash and burn the same way it feels like a lot of the highest paid quarterbacks have been. Like Trevor Lawrence is just one name that comes to mind for that. It's Josh Allen, though, so he's on that upper tier of guys. So I think there's a lot more hope for a guy like him to not do that, but we'll see.
Now, we guys are a hockey podcast. Nick, what do you feel about this Josh Allen deal?
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, it's Josh Allen. Like, I'm not expecting him to, like, fall off a cliff or anything. Like, he's, like Isaac said, he's one of the best, if not arguably top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
100%.
He deserves it. Like, he just won the MVP. Like, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by this deal. And,
shut up, Chiefs fans.
And, like, yeah, I'm not worried about him, like, falling off. Like you said, you brought up Trevor Lawrence, who didn't deserve that much money, I didn't think, but because he didn't really show too much, I don't think.
And this year, he showed worse than he was the year beforehand.
Sure. Like, I'm not expecting Josh Allen to fall off a cliff anytime soon or anything, so, like, it's not surprising. Yeah, I'm not even gonna keep repeating myself. It's just, it's Josh Allen. I'm not worried.
Yeah, you're not really shocked with that kind of a move there by the Bills. Looking at, I mean, that's hefty. We're talking $330 million. I mean, you're giving him a bag and a half. I mean, this is pretty crazy, and I think it's going to be exciting to see what the Bills do. Looking forward towards free agency, but not only that, but going off of what they went off last year, I know he has confidence. I know the Bills are a good enough team to make, and to go all the way. But I think that this gives kind of Allen the confidence that he needs to finally signed a big contract.
Yes.
Right? It gives him the confidence he needs. I think he's going to push towards what he needs to do to get them a Super Bowl.
Yes. So let's move over to the receiver position. As in the past 24 hours, we've had 2 major top names in the receiver group go to different teams. We'll start off with L.A. as the L.A. Rams signed Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers' best friend, who decided to say, "Hey, I'm leaving, and I'm not following you wherever you go again."
Give it 6 months, and he'll be traded to wherever Rodgers ends up.
But for right now, he signed with the Rams. Right now, the Rams are in a little bit of a pickle they just put themselves in. That now on the roster they have, because they haven't released Kupp yet. Cooper Kupp's on there, Puka Nakua's on there, and now Devontae Adams. Now, if somehow they said, okay, we're not going to get rid of Cooper, that is arguably the best tandem of receivers in the entire NFL. Because you got arguably 3 number 1 guys on any other team.
Yeah.
Puka is a number 1 guy. I mean, a lot of people debate, oh, well, he's on the other side of Cooper. I can't even say that because Cooper didn't play almost half the season. So Puka is a number 1 guy. Cooper Kupp's proven to be a Triple Crown winner. And then we got Devontae Adams. So Matthew Stafford is probably hammering the GM saying, keep all 3, figure out a way to keep all 3.
Oh, for sure.
Because that's what they need to do.
I mean, I don't think they're going to keep all 3. I think they're going to end up trading Cooper Kupp.
I think so.
I think this Devontae Adams signing only... Because, like, they came out and said they told Kupp... Correct me if I'm wrong, but they told Kupp they were going to trade him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think this signing of Devontae Adams only, like, solidifies that even more. Because, I mean, you have all 3 guys, yes. Like you said, they're all number 1 receivers, but I just don't think they're going to keep all 3 guys. I think this, like I said, just solidifies Kupp going to be getting traded.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think when looking at the 3 guys that they have and what they said to Cooper, I think they're going to move Cooper, but the question is, where do you think he's going to go? And I know he talked to Pittsburgh as well. I mean, how great would that be?
That would be great.
Mean, Metcalf, like,
It'd be
Kupp,
great.
like, it'd be crazy.
Yes, it would be. But the thing about it, what will you be willing to give up for a older receiver? See, the difference between like a trade for like DK, because he's still on the younger end of being a receiver, where Kupp's been in the league for a lot longer than what people remember.
Yeah.
So it's like you're at the point where, like, what do you want to give up? To be honest, I would hate if a team gives up a first round draft pick for Cooper for one reason, because he's injury prone. And he's only getting older.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that you're going to give up a first round or a third round, that's just too much. That's too steep of a price for him.
What's the max you would give up for him? Like maybe a third? Maybe even drop down to a fourth? Like,
I'd say a second. Because,
Yeah.
like, when he's healthy, you know,
Yeah.
he's one of the top receivers in the league. By
that's
far.
true.
So, like,
Yeah.
I'd say a second, honestly.
But I do want to remind you, I'm not comparing him to Randy Moss. Randy Moss was only traded for a 4th round draft pick to New England.
True.
So anything could happen, but I honestly will give up a 5th to 6th round draft pick for him, and that's it.
Oh, easily.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it. I don't want
think it'd be
anything.
more of a package, kind of like maybe 2 picks, 2 or 3 picks.
Maybe like a 5th and a 7th, but I don't think anything above 5 is valuable for Cooper. He is not in his 20s anymore. He's pushing the 35 to 40 age range. So he probably has, 4 to 5 more years left in him to be in the top tier. So why give up a talent where honestly this year in the skill position for the draft is absolutely loaded, top to bottom. So why give up potential to finding a gem in the 4th, 5th, like the 3rd or 4th round pick for a receiver for somebody who's getting older? It just makes no sense. Well, you guys mentioned it earlier. DK Metcalf is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler.
This is awesome.
This is what we needed. This is what the Steelers have honestly should have done last offseason. When I saw DK Metcalf potential go to the Steelers, I was feeling Brandon Ayuk all over again. I was having the same feelings. I was following Filipponi. I was following Gumboli, not believing a single thing that any of them were saying. Because I just know how it goes. We get excited about a receiver, and it never happens. Well, this time, it happened. And we only gave up a 2nd round draft pick and a pick swap in 5th and 7th round.
You saw when I texted you last night. I was losing my shit. I was like,
I don't blame you.
No way we just gave up a 2nd round pick for DK actual Metcalf.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that was just I mean, I'm not the craziest. I mean, you know us, we're hockey people.
Yes.
And like I've been starting to get into Steelers probably about, 2 years ago, and where I was really starting to really like it, like enjoy football. And so seeing this, like I started getting, I was a Steelers fan about 2 years ago. Then I started branching off to the rest of the league. And there's a certain thing of newer fans, like certain players, and DK's one of those guys that you know.
Yes.
And this is awesome. This is really cool to see for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, George needs somebody now. That locker room between George and sorry, I was reading a Shefty tweet. Ooh, Broncos and Tolo
Hufunga.
Hufunga has agreed to a 3-year contract worth $45 million, including $20 million of it guaranteed.
I mean, okay. You
Yeah.
have PS2, so why?
Exactly. This makes no sense. But anyways, going back to
Go
DK.
ahead, Denver.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Go off.
You need offense, Denver. You don't need defense. But anyways, moving along, keeping along with the DK. It's kind of like Seattle is doing a dumpster sale right now, which is what we're seeing. They're getting rid of everybody.
Literally everybody, yeah.
Literally.
So I think that Seattle, I mean, not the Steelers really fleeced Seattle. They picked the right time, saying that Seattle's getting rid of people. They'll take anything to get rid of them. So I think Omar Khan would turn into a con artist.
The con artist is alive once again.
And he just fleeced the Seattle Seahawks. So let's continue with the Seahawks, but let's make a joke out of it. They are now called the Las Vegas Seahawks.
Well, that's what the Raiders are.
As the Raiders are now officially the Seahawks, not officially, but as a joke, because now they got Pete Carroll as their head coach, and now Geno Smith was traded from the Seahawks to the Las Vegas Raiders.
They're still stupid if they don't draft a quarterback, but like Geno Smith is going to be the starter.
Yeah.
Draft a quarterback though.
Yeah.
Don't just sit on your ass.
I feel like this
probably
allows
what they're
them
gonna
to
do.
draft a quarterback in the second round rather than the first. That's just my take, but
Yeah, I think
I feel like they can focus on a different position in the first round now.
Oh yeah, they should, but like go draft a running back. Go get Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
Like that would make more sense for them now.
Yeah, like I agree with that because like before they got Smith, right? Everyone was like, oh, they're gonna go get a quarterback in the first round, right? Now that they don't have to, you can go get a Genty or whatever other position you want, and then you can get that quarterback, in the second or third round now.
Mm-hmm.
this is honestly where I could see in the second round like a Will Howard or a Riley Leonard land. That second round pick,
that would
like a
make
project
sense.
quarterback where you have Geno for like, what, 2 to 3 years is his contract,
I don't even remember
something
how long
like
his
that.
contract
Like
is.
it's a small time. You have somebody like a Riley Leonard who's a project quarterback or Will Howard, and to have him polished a little more behind someone who's honestly he's traveled around the entire league. Geno Smith has, so have somebody who's learned how to navigate the NFL as perfect as Geno has. So continue with that. I've read so many things that Tom Brady was so involved with this trade, with the hiring of Pete Carroll. Now, do you guys think this whole ownership with Tom Brady being involved is actually a good thing for the NFL and for players who want to come in and own a team?
I think it's tough to think about, and I definitely think we need it's trial and error, especially because we've never seen something like this before. But looking with Tom, you have to look at he, of course, obviously was a player, right?
Yes.
And looking at him, he was a player to a really, really high standard, and he knew what he was doing. He knew of what was he knew what the standards were. He knew what he had to do to be great, right? And now I think him being a player himself, it could maybe help the organization look towards people that they wouldn't kind of, aim for, kind of give them just a player standpoint of what to look for. I'm not sure. It's, of course, like I said, it's trial and error, but, I guess we'll have to see. But I think it's maybe a good thing.
Yes. I honestly, I think it's a good thing because, like, for once, there's an owner in the league that understands what the players go through day to day. It doesn't treat them like how any of us would treat our players on Madden.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
they
for
think they
sure.
just get up and go. Like who understands the
Yeah.
recovery, understands what it takes to be an NFL top player, and on a caliber that Brady was. I mean, I'm not saying there's no player on that, minus Max Crosby on that roster right now, but Tom Brady knows what it takes to get to a spot, and he's going to be a great motive. I know he can't get too hands-on because of his job at Fox, but what he is doing, he is honestly flipping everyone's perspective on the Raiders at the moment,
He's trying to.
at least attempting to. So, which is something that I didn't think he was going to be as hands-on as he was. I thought it's just another one of his acolytes that he's going to be like, okay.
Yeah, like just like an on paper thing.
Yeah, and on paper thing. I didn't think he was going to be hands-on with it, and I'm very happy to see this. Okay, we had this year, first 6 games of the Steelers season, we had Justin Fields as our quarterback.
And he played good.
He did really well.
Yeah.
Well, we will never see Justin Fields in a Steeler uniform again as we speak. Because Justin Fields is officially a New York Jet.
You traitor.
So, are you guys excited for the trade? The trade that's gonna happen of Justin Fields for Aaron Rodgers?
Shut up. Shut up.
As of
Shut up.
what was this, like 15, 20 minutes ago?
Yes.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, we're still trying to sit here and process. Well, 1, what are the Steelers sitting on? 2,
Big Ben Roethlisberger. We
Oh.
saw the video.
No.
Wait,
The video was
Big
really
Ben,
funny. That was
I
really
literally,
funny.
I'm not even kidding. Walking back from my meeting today, from this building, I'm pretty sure I passed him in the street.
What?
I'm pretty sure he
What?
was just going for a walk around the city.
There's no way you ran the Big Ben in the city of Pittsburgh.
I didn't talk to him or anything.
Wait, today?
Like, he looked a lot like him.
Like today?
Yes.
When?
Like
20
what
minutes
time
ago?
is it? No.
Are you sure
This
you
is like
weren't just
4
waking
hours
up from a nap and thought it was somebody?
No.
Bro saw the
guy-
video, was like, I'm
the
going to find
guy's,
him.
like, face, like the guy's like face and like beard, it looked exactly like him.
I mean, if
He was wearing sunglasses, like he
In
didn't
the-
want to be recognized. So like,
in the city of
I kinda
Pittsburgh,
just,
you
like,
might
give
as
him,
well
like, a
should have
head-
just said, hey, Ben. And if he looked, it'd be like, all right, cool. You know?
I wasn't gonna say like, I wasn't gonna go up and be like, "Oh, you been Roethlisberger?" Because like, if it wasn't, I would look like an idiot, right? But like I kind of just
There's
like
no
he
way.
kind of like looked at me and like almost smiled, and I just gave him like a head nod.
Oh my
Like
god!
I didn't know it was like him or not.
Moving
Like,
on, he was on the McAfee podcast, I mean the McAfee show today.
Wait, when?
Like around like
It was as you came into
It was-
class. It was like 1 o'clock.
like 1:00 ish.
Okay, well that's from like 2 hours ago. So like, no,
Wait, where do they film?
like 11:30.
They filmed in
So, like,
Indy.
Oh, okay.
But
And
he
then
was
they, like-
virtual. He was.
Oh, virtual.
Virtual.
Okay.
So he was on, and
I saw him like 2 hours before
the
that.
question of him
It was
coming
like
back
11:30.
was brought up, like because obviously because it's a joke. But Ben said he didn't say he was never coming back, but he said he wasn't coming back. It's not his elbow, it's not his shoulder, what we all think. It's actually his lower body problems.
Oh really?
Mhm.
So
Well,
honestly,
that makes sense.
so we're not gonna get Ben anytime soon, or as an OC. Fingers crossed down the road. Please think about it, Ben.
Why?
I would rather have him over anybody in the
would-
NFL.
Big
Why?
Ben, I feel like
Why
would
not? He was
cook.
basically an OC for the past 12 years of his career.
Yeah, Big Ben, I think would actually cook as an OC for this
Agreed.
team.
Definitely wouldn't hurt team anymore.
Oh no, it wouldn't hurt the team
Then what
anymore.
we're
I'd have to
I will
see it
say.
to believe it, but okay.
Dude, he would let Skylar Thompson cook, dude.
Anyways, so right now if you look at the New York Jets as we speak, they have Garrett Wilson, receiver 1, Brace Hall is their running back, and now Justin Fields. If that isn't more of an RPO offense, then I don't know what is. I mean, you got a guy who can run like Brees Hall, like Justin Fields. And then you have Garrett Wilson, who's arguably a receiver 1.
And they played together at Ohio State.
Exactly.
They have the OSU connection. Sorry, because Jake's going to kill me if I don't say it. The Ohio State University.
All
I
right.
know.
I know. Don't
You're
even get me
welcome,
started.
Jake.
But anyways, like I think the Jets are going to be a lot better this season than they were in the past. They've been hammering the defensive talent in the free agency right now. Now all they need is one more receiving piece, and I think they have like a full team for once. Their O line's pretty good. They got their running backs. They even got a running back behind Brees Hall, who's a pick grad. That's not too bad by himself.
Braylon Allen?
Nope.
Who?
He was number 2. He was Israel AVADAKADABRA. He had six touchdowns in one game against Virginia Tech a couple years ago.
Oh.
Anyways,
Did you say 6 touchdowns?
yes, 6.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, moving on. It was a home game. I was there. It was amazing. Not the point.
It's
But
wild.
I think the Jets have a solid roster for once, and now with Aaron Glenn being there and having a culture, they have culture guys for once. And I think we're going to see a complete flip from the Jets now. They're in a very tough, and say what you want, but the NFC East right now, it's looking pretty good, minus Miami. New England's getting their pieces together.
Oh, I have some breaking news for you.
Oh,
What's
no.
up?
Chris Goodwin just re-signed with Tampa.
Who?
Chris Goodwin.
Oh,
just
Godwin.
re-signed
Godwin.
with-
Yes,
he
I saw.
re-signed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was that like earlier?
That was a
That was
couple
a little
hours
earlier.
ago, but yeah, well,
Oh shoot, my bad. I just saw it.
well, I guess we can talk about it. It was almost confirmed that he was going to test free agency, and yeah, he's staying with Tampa.
I think he did the same thing Myles Garrett did. He threatened to leave to get the money that he wanted.
Well, he didn't full-on request a trade. That's the thing.
No, but he threatened the chance of going to free agency. Because honestly, if he truly went to free agency, he was gone within an hour of free agency opening.
Oh, he was gone within minutes.
Yes, exactly. Because he's that type of receiver. Now, I think if we're going to go over to Myles Garrett just used leverage to get what he wanted. I know for a fact he did not want to leave.
You don't think?
I don't think he wanted to leave the Browns.
I feel like I would want to leave the Browns.
Everyone would want to leave the Browns, but he made his entire career there. So was that a Mike Sullivan thing?
Whoa.
No, it was.
We'll talk about
we'll
that.
talk about
That's
it
crazy.
in a bit,
Yeah,
Wow.
no, I feel like he made his
There's our
entire
answer.
carear there. His life is all there. His family's there. I don't think he wants to leave, just for that reason.
Wow.
And now, if I was Myles Garrett, I would have took a team-friendly deal and not the lucrative contract he got. I think that was too much for him. Because honestly, he's been playing good, but he barely got DPOY the year he did. He's barely been on top of the league. Only the year that he's on top of the league, TJ Watt was hurt.
True.
So he's not even like a TJ Watt, where he's been on top of the league consistently every year in and year out. And the Browns win without him. The Browns win with him. I mean, it's not like he's a piece that the Browns definitely need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, stop. Your ego is so overinflated, it's not even
Who,
funny.
Myles Garrett?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. He's a bum. He's a bum.
I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's just so full of himself. Like,
Agreed.
like,
100% agreed.
because you should not have won Defensive Player of the Year in, what was that, 2023?
Yes.
No, you didn't. No, TJ was the obvious winner for Defensive Player of the Year in 2023. I don't know what the AP was smoking that year, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. Myles Garrett, you're a good player, but you are extremely full of yourself.
And I think that takes a complete toll on the organization as well. Is because when he comes out and is like, yeah, like I want to be moved, like either if it's truthful or not, I believe like it's absolutely insane. Like the morale that you're giving the rest of this team and just completely tanking it with that. It's like you guys are already pretty close to rock bottom, if so below it. Like you're not helping anyone.
Moving on
What a
from
guy.
that topic, so we're not getting into that. But
That's such a slay. Speaking of slay.
Oh, you want to jump into this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So as of probably a half hour ago,
Something like that.
Darius Slay, big play Slay, the man from the Lions. He went to Philly. He is a Super Bowl champion.
He got his ring.
He is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Omar, you just cooked.
Yeah.
Let the con artist cook.
There has yet to be a number released for what he was signed for as of 3:22 p.m. on a Monday.
Because we might have a tampering issue.
Yes. We have not seen yet what
The whole league is a tampering issue right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
true.
So for real.
we have not seen a full number released for Darius Slay. But honestly, he is an older receiver, an older cornerback. He is older in the league. But honestly, we needed a piece like him.
Yeah.
We have Joey Porter who can play on an island with any other receiver one in the league. We've seen that the past 2.5 years now. Now with having somebody who he doesn't have to worry about the other side, having Darius Slay who's a consistent rock on the other side. And you know what else that does? That frees up Minka.
Yeah.
Because if you go back and watch the Steelers defense when they got killed on big passes, it's because Minka had to play on the right side to help who's ever on that side because they didn't trust any other corner. Now Minka can play true center field or even do something better, drop him down in the linebacker position and then throw Deshaun Elliott in that center field position.
Yeah.
Because Minka Fitzpatrick could be, I'm not comparing him to Troy Polamalu because Troy Polamalu is one of one. There will be no other safety like him in the league. But
That's
maybe
true.
throw him in the same spot that Troy played. That little safety middle linebacker. a lot of interceptions in the league happen on the second level between linebackers and between like corners that play down. Now, if you throw someone who has a little bit of speed, like that Minka has, imagine the interceptions and then the returns you can get from that. So maybe this is a great move because this can help shift the defense on somewhere where they've been burnt for the past 10 to 15 years is in the middle of the field. Because now this frees up our safeties to actually play their position. Don't have to worry about having to play a cap over top, play like the receivers going deep, have to play over top because they're worried about the corner not being able to catch up.
Ravens just lost Patrick McCarry.
To who?
The Jags.
That's what they needed. The Jags needed O-line. Trevor Lawrence got killed last year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Eagles are losing a decent amount of players, too.
yes, they are. But
Losing Josh Sweat, that's
Went
big.
to the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Eagles, I think Eagles are going to go through the Super Bowl slump next year, and it's not going to be pretty for Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
Do you think they full on miss the playoffs?
No.
No. I don't think they're going to full on miss the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to be past the first round next year.
No.
That's probably fair.
But we're going to go back to the quarterback position because there's one name that was linked to the Steelers since the get-go was Sam Darnold, as he signed a 3-year, $100 million contract. Sounds familiar to Kirk Cousins, doesn't it?
Oh, boy.
Contract with the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, let's break this down. Now, do I think Sam Darnold deserves a big contract? I'm like hit and miss on it. He had one good year of good football.
Great football.
He did play very good last year on what was supposed to be a rebuilding Vikings team.
Yeah.
But how much can you... Like, Kevin O'Connell coached his ass off last
That is
season.
also true.
His system of offense is still one of the best systems in the NFL.
Kevin O'Connell has a future of being a top 5, or he'd probably already be there, a top 5 coach in the NFL.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
I mean, but you also need Darnold to, execute what his plans were, and he did it perfectly last year, pretty much.
Now, my only worry about him coming to the Steelers is that will he be able to execute in a different style of offense? Because Seattle does not run a Vikings offense.
No, they don't.
They don't. Neither do the Steelers.
They have a defensive-minded head coach
Yes.
for one thing.
So the fact that what worries a lot of people with the big Sam Darnold contract is that is he going to be successful in a pro-style offense, not a West Coast offense? Because we saw him what he was like in a pro-style offense in New York, and he was seeing ghosts the entire season.
Yeah.
So it's like you're taking a massive gamble. It's kind of like you're playing blackjack and you have 20 and you're trying to knock for an ace to get the 1. That's what this type of deal reminds me of, because this is a shot in the dark, to be honest. And I don't agree with the number. Now, I think he should have been a $40 to $30 million quarterback? Yes. He's not a $100 million contract. He is not a $100 million player. And not even Kirk Cousins was when Kirk Cousins got that contract.
You like that?
You like that? You like that?
Goat.
But anyways, let's chill out on the NFL. We're going to take a little quick break, and then we'll be back with the NHL.
Oh,
I know you boys are happy for that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you in 30. Alrighty, welcome back to the Thielet and Graves podcast. My name is Ryan Thielet.
My name is Isaac Graves.
And we're just two dudes that like to yap about sports. And today we are joined with Ryan Jones and Nick Shermeto from AVADAKADABRA.
What's up?
What's up?
I know I just said we're going to go to the NHL, but off camera during the break, we brought up the Steelers quarterback position because currently our quarterback is in
Skylar Thompson.
Skylar Thompson is our quarterback, and we have no other quarterback signed. Now with Justin Fields gone, Sam Darnold gone, and no chance of us getting Geno Smith, we are officially down to 4 options.
5 options.
5. Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Danny Dimes.
No.
Big no. Bigger no than Rodgers, to be honest.
I disagree with that.
Zach Wilson.
Nah.
I'd cry.
I put that second.
Or the return of a lost son of Pittsburgh. The man who gave Pitt one good year of football.
Half a year, and then he made everybody turn on him.
Shut up. Kenny Pickett might make a return.
Oh, no. I was not even thinking about that. I thought you meant Russ.
Did you not just see the smile on my face? Just go.
Kenny Pickett.
I'm just throwing it out there. He is still.
Oh.
He has 1 year left on his Eagles contract.
You didn't even
I
mention
wouldn't.
the one who I really wanted.
Wait. He hasn't even mentioned. He has 1 year. Sorry, I'm trying to keep a straight face. He has 1 year left on his contract, and the Eagles think could easily be released as he's not a starter there. He could come back and say, "Screw it, GP and DK's down the field somewhere." But anyways, or we can bring back 2-game Russell Wilson, or we could bring. Is there another option I'm missing?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk
Oh yeah,
Cousins.
Thuggins.
Kurt Two Chain. Kirk
Kirk
Cousins.
Chains.
Okay, out of all those options, I'm not like myself over that option.
No,
What about
You know what
Zach
I mean?
Wilson?
Like what?
Zach Wilson.
And I feel like I'm pretty close. it's I don't know.
yeah, I think Zach Wilson as being an option is sad. He hasn't even had a good 3 games of football in his entire career.
Dude, I can't even get over that.
Yeah, I brought up Kenny. Yeah, there was a solid chance that he could make a return, and if he would make a return, I would be jumping up for joy. Kind of like that one video from the Super Bowl when when he came in.
Oh, I did see that video.
I don't know if you
did
guys
see
saw
that
on our
video.
Instagram or TikTok that we are now on plug. That I jumped up in joy that Kenny Pickett was on my screen.
He got the ring and dipped. He's
Yep.
gonna dip.
Exactly. I think he could come back up. Now that is a long shot. That is just a little calming relief. But out of all those options, I have to agree with Nick and you guys. Kirk Cousins is the best option for us. But the only thing is that he's a trade at the moment. He is not a free agent. Now we're going back to the Cooper Kupp talk. He's another order player in this league. What would you be willing to give up for him?
I don't care, honestly.
I
I just want him as a quarterback.
wait, what's his contract like right
How about
now?
we trade for Joe Burrow?
It's not going to happen.
I don't think they
I wish.
A man injury.
Joe
Kirk
Cousins.
Cousins-
Go $100 million
Kirk
over
Cousins
the
has 2
cap.
more years left on his deal.
How many?
2.
How much?
And they're probably he has a cap hit of $38.5 million at the moment, which is more than what we have left in our cap room. And that's not if we can get him to restructure A, or B, have Atlanta take on some of that cap hit. So, like, if we're at the spot again, like, I'm not willing to give up anything below a 6th and 7th round pick for Kirk Cousins.
Well, if they release him, then we won't have to give up shit for him.
Yeah, but they're refusing to release him yet because that's still a hit and miss because they don't know what's going on over there.
That's a good point. I really don't think. I mean, what are you gonna get rid of?
Nick, that's your boy. What would you
I
like to give
know.
up?
I would say nothing higher than a 4th.
Agreed.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
4th and maybe a 4th in the next year's draft.
Yeah.
Something like that. Nothing above that.
Yeah.
Because that's not killing our team.
I wouldn't do a 3rd.
That's not-
No way to do a 2nd. Absolutely, of course not a 1st.
No.
I'd go 4th, the highest pick I would give up for Cook.
All right. Well, that will officially end it for the NFL. As now the reason we brought you boys on because you guys are a hockey podcast. You guys love to shoot some puck and talk
course.
puck.
It's
So
the best.
this
It's the
past
best.
week, just like the NBA 2 weeks ago, this is officially trade deadline. 1 week after the trade deadline has officially ended,
Wow.
or 4 days.
Yeah.
Well, by the time this is released, it'll be Wednesday, so like almost a week.
Okay.
Pure insanity.
Yes, yours
It's just wild. It's what a week.
It's been a week. It's
Do
been
you-
a tiring week.
Do you want to get started with the elephant in the room?
Exhausted. I'd say let's go for it. Let's
All
do
right, Brad Marchand, are you serious?
it. Okay. This man this man leaving Boston, right? And what he said in his press conference this morning, because they are playing tomorrow in Boston.
Yeah,
They're
his
playing
first
tomorrow.
game is in Boston.
Florida is
Kidding me?
I'm not
Florida
even
is
kidding.
playing tomorrow in Boston at
That's
7
his
p.m.
first game.
Oh
right?
no!
That is his first game in Florida. Not only is that right, but his conference this morning that he had, he said things that I don't expect him to say, like, hey, thanks Boston for everything, I really appreciate it, but this is the route I'm taking. Like, no, it was none of that. It was, we just didn't get anything done in the place that we should have gotten it done. So okay, cool, and he's gone, and it's like he just didn't care, and he's
Shout out Don Sweeney for another disaster.
dude, it's absolutely outrageous. And you know what they got for him? Nick, do you want to tell us what they got
They
for him?
got a conditional 2026?
2027.
Conditional 2027 second round pick and nothing else. That's it.
And
That's
they
all
said,
got.
here's the good thing that you will get. If Marchand is part of 50% of the games in the playoffs, and if the Florida makes it past the second round, if Florida makes it past the second round, they'll move it to a 2027 first round pick. Not the
That's
second,
it.
but a first. That's the
it.
only thing they're giving them.
That's it.
Watch the Panthers try to get knocked out of the first round.
Oh my gosh.
We gave up the same for Anthony. We got the same thing back for Anthony Beauvillier.
And Marchand's going to Florida.
That is insane to think about. And again,
Squad.
draft picks in the NHL don't affect the same way they do in the NFL.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what makes this, like, as someone like at home who's a football fan trying to get into the NHL and was thinking, oh, that's a first round draft pick. Like, that should be equal
like
to a player.
what would that be like in the NFL?
So in the NFL, that will be like, so let's just say, let's say Steelers get rid of TJ Watt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Knock on wood, that never happens. And we get back 2 first round draft picks. That is graded more in the NFL because those first round draft picks can impact the next season.
Yeah.
In 6 months from that draft, that could be a major impact.
Mhm.
Now with the NHL, it takes 3 to 4 years before we even think about seeing them.
It depends on the player. I mean, if you're drafted in the top 5, you're probably gonna.
But getting a top 5 is pretty hard,
Yeah, getting a top 5 pick is hard.
which is not what they got.
Because tell me I'm wrong. The NHL has the draft lottery, kind of like the NBA does.
Yes.
Am I right?
Correct.
Yes, the NHL
Okay.
does.
So you're not even guaranteed a top 5 pick trading a first round draft pick
Correct.
because you got to earn through a draft lottery.
Mhm.
Correct.
Kind of like unlike the NFL, where the NFL, if you're bad, you get the first round draft pick. I mean, you get the first overall pick. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So that's why when I was looking at this, I texted Isaac, and I was like, "What are they doing?" Like, because we're not going to see these guys.
It's like getting rid of, like, if you're in the NFL, it's like getting rid of TJ Watt, right? Let's say the Steelers get rid of Watt, or, it's just something you'll never expect to see ever, right? And you get in return 3 years down the line, right? A 7th or 8th round pick in the NFL.
I'd always say like 5th, 4th.
You
Fourth
think?
pick, yeah.
Yeah, I think a 4th.
I mean, but it's like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Like, it's slim pickings. Like, they're
Yeah.
not getting much.
It's hilarious to me that the man that ended Brad Marchand's time in Boston was P.O. Joseph.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Not only that, but think about it like this. Boston, you have options to move him anywhere, right? And I know Marchand wants to win a cup. He's getting a little older. But you have options to move him anywhere. And you agree, and everyone agrees with moving him to someone in the exact same division who owns
Like
the
almost,
Boston Bruins.
Almost everyone thought he was going to the Pacific
Owns
Division.
the
We-
Bruins.
It sounded like everything was pointing to him going to the Vegas Golden Knights.
He was either going to go to Vegas, Edmonton, or LA, I thought.
Yeah.
Those were one of the 3 teams. And then just out of the blue, it's like, he's going to Florida. I'm like, oh, what?
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I'm not. I don't know. It just baffles me because 1 year ago today, we were talking about Boston like they were the best team in the NHL, and now they're blowing up the entire team within a season.
It all started with getting rid of the coach.
It did. Firing Jim Montgomery
You
was
had
the worst
an
mistake
amazing
that
coach.
Boston did.
What
Right.
is that franchise doing?
Don
Don
Sweeney is running that team into the ground.
Yeah.
Is he the worst general manager in the league?
He might be. Low-key.
I mean, there's a lot of sucky ones, but he's definitely.
It's either him or Pat Verbeek.
Pat Verbeek of the Ducks is also not a good GM.
Pretty close, but yeah, they're both terrible, right? And looking at Boston getting rid of like your coach like that is absolutely absurd because you had a stellar year. You guys got upset. Okay, whatever. It happened that year.
They
guys
won
had
the President's Trophy
like,
last year, didn't they?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Like you had a fantastic year. You're playing fantastic. You screw up in the playoffs. Whatever. Your team can still maintain consistency, and that's what you did. Then you get rid of your coach because you guys are sitting at an even record in the first 30 games or 25 games of the year.
It wasn't even that. I don't think.
I think it was like 25 games into the year.
Was it 25? I thought it was like 20.
It was around there. But you guys are still consistent. You are still sitting at over 50%.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Montgomery had like an over 700 win percentage during his time in
Montgomery
Boston.
It was wild.
I mean, you look now. The Blues are fighting for a wild card spot.
Yeah.
Ever since they acquired him.
They were never going to do that with Drew Bannister.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They won like 3 of the 4 or 5.
I think so. It's pretty wild.
They had a pretty bad record when they got Montgomery, and now they're literally battling for a wild card spot.
It's giving 2019 all over again. When the Blues went back and won it, I feel like that Blues. I mean, they may not have the same talent as they had that year, but I feel like they have that same Blues swagger back that they had the year that they won it. They came back from being the worst team in the NHL to beating Boston in Boston.
And
with
with Binnington getting the confidence after 4 Nations playing for Canada,
absolutely.
with that confidence that Binnington got, I mean, now your team is looking good.
Yes. So we're going to go to the Western Conference for this next one. Is that the Dallas Star made a big move. Isaac, how about you explain the move they just did?
Okay, so, well, you can thank the Carolina Hurricanes for that. Mikko Rantanen is a Dallas Star for a long time. He was traded from the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes did get a lot, but he also signed an 8-year deal, $12 million a season.
For the NHL, it's just staggering.
It's stupid.
That's like the size of contract, correct me if I'm wrong, of a Josh Allen size contract.
Sounds pretty reasonable to me, yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, Leon
right in that
Draisaitl does make $14 million. So.
Oh, he deserves it. He's Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, he's a stud.
I mean, so's Mikko Rantanen.
I think he's just so shaken up now.
Not even McDavid or Crosby make that much.
No,
well...
Crosby makes 8.7 every single year.
Yeah, Crosby always makes 8.7 because that's why he's the GOAT.
And he claims that, well, this is what he says. He always just gives 8.7 and he goes, hey, I don't need any more money. And I don't believe anyone needs that crazy amount of money. Save it for the younger guys. Keep your cap space open. That's what he says. And that's a true GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Literally.
We would like to laugh at the Hurricanes for fumbling the top free agent in the league
again
for the second straight season.
Crazy.
Did it with Jake Gensel last year, and now Mikko Rantanen. How? Literally how?
I'll tell you how. According to this quote.
What a segue.
According to the quote from Ron Brindamore, obviously the Carolina Hurricanes head coach, he said, when Mikko Rantanen showed up here, he said, there's 4 teams I'll go and play for, and you're not one of them.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not something you expect to hear out of a...
Yeah, those 4 teams, by the way...
Especially playing for Carolina.
At least
Carolina's
Dallas,
not a bad franchise.
Florida, Edmonton, or Vegas.
At least they got some additional assets. Now, my question with
they got a decent amount back.
They got a decent amount in both trades, in the one from and when they got Rantanen from Colorado, and so let's start with the Dallas trade. Getting Logan Stankoven,
solid player.
That's solid.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 first-round picks.
That's a really solid trade.
And 2 thirds,
but going back to the Colorado trade, you forget about the other guy that was in that trade.
Marty Nietzsche's.
No, for Carolina, Taylor Hall.
Oh, well, true, yeah.
Does he re-sign in Carolina?
I think think they were closing in on an extension at some point.
It's not going to be a big extension.
It's not. It's going to be like a 1 year.
Because he's
I think
gonna be
to.
34 next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be signed like a 1 year deal.
Yeah, it's going to be short, but I agree with. I think it's going to be short. I think they'll give him something.
I agree. I mean, being 34 in the NHL is like being 40 in the NFL. It's at that point your legs are starting to slow down. I mean, we saw it hand in hand here in Pittsburgh the last couple of years of Jeff Carter's career.
Yeah.
I mean, he just wasn't the same because he just couldn't keep up. So that's why, like, that contract, I was expecting probably a year for like next to the league minimum, just because he's a vet.
Right.
All right, moving from there, let's talk about the Penguins.
Okay.
We officially have 30. Yes, you heard me. 30 picks in the next 3 years of the NHL draft. Now, like we mentioned before, the NHL draft doesn't have a quick impact, kind of like how the NFL does. But I think this was the best move the Pens could have made.
Oh, absolutely.
Coming out of the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they need to do. We are officially scrapping this season and just chalking up to a rebuild.
Oh, absolutely.
We are officially getting a rebuild.
Hopefully. You don't know what they're gonna do.
We're getting a rebuild.
I mean, we did think that last year, and we didn't. He started off with it.
What I believe is, I guess Dubas said at his presser after the trade deadline, he said,
I did watch
"We're
it.
done, like, getting picks and stuff, and now it's time to execute on what we got."
He said because they asked him, they said Dubas, like, they said, "Hey Kyle, what position do you think you're in now after this trade deadline? Like, what phase of
The rebuild,
what
basically.
phase of this entire organization are you in right now?" He goes, well, we've gone through the attempt to execute phase. Now we're in the pickup phase, and now we're in the execute phase, like the newer execute phase. So I think he will still maybe make a few moves in the offseason, but now they're really, truly focusing on, hey, let's go with what we have, and let's just go heavy in this next draft.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you're good. I feel like the 2022 Detroit Lions, where they had all those picks from the Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford trade, and now we're at the point in the franchise where, like, it's time to execute. And if I'm not saying that we are as bad as that year Detroit Lions were, but yeah, I agree. It is time for Dubas to do the thing that he was. So when we first got Kyle Dubas, I was sold. Great drafter. He knows how to trade, and he knows how to execute the right way.
And don't forget that he loves his guys.
He loves his guys.
But yeah, so that's what I was sold on. And now, I honestly, you could say the Carlson trade was a bust. Let's be honest.
No, it is.
Yes and no.
I mean, it's
a bust.
We dumped Jeff Petrie and Mikhail Granlund.
I mean, yeah. It was good that we got rid of the contracts. Obviously, EK hasn't fit, but, like...
It's going to be an off-season trade.
Yes.
I still think Carlson's gone this offseason.
I agree, too. So that...
Is it a trade, or do
Yes.
they buy him out?
No, it'll be
It's a trade.
It'll be a trade because...
Well, we're going to buy out Jari. I think that's what we're going to do.
Honestly, I really, actually, legitimately think that we're going to buy out Joey this offseason.
I don't know. I think that's another question we need to answer maybe in April, because don't get me wrong. I mean, last night he was
great last
he
night.
played fantastic last night.
He was outstanding last night.
He did play outstanding last night, but he
Raising
also...
that trade stock.
Well, if you go back and watch that game, the defense and the players had to block a lot because their first mindset, block. I mean, and for me, that is my defense. Save I was Jari, and my defenders were blocking every shot, trying to get so it doesn't get to me, is saying that my players don't trust me. They don't trust that I can make the saves. So, and you can't do that night in and night out. Because at that point, you're just risking injury.
I kind of disagree with that take, honestly, just because blocking is such an essential part of the NHL. Like,
And I'm not saying that it isn't, but at some point you got to be able to trust your goalie.
I mean, yes, I think they do trust him. I think it's just that you just want to make Joey's life easier, just in general. Like, that's your goal of a defenseman, is to make your goalie's life a lot easier. That's just the role of the defenseman, I think. And blocking shots is a part of being a defenseman in the NHL. You want to make your goalie's life easier. So I don't think there's anything wrong with them blocking a lot of shots. If anything, I think it's good.
Yeah, but
That's my take.
they needed to stay out of the box yesterday, and they didn't.
That's true.
But
That's-
but the PK was great.
Oh, yeah. But see, that's one of the best things about the Pens this season is the special teams have been, like, both sides,
Yeah.
penalty kill and power play, have been fantastic.
We've been able to say that about the penalty kill for most of the last few years.
Yeah, that's been, like, the only signing.
We have
shining
never
spot.
we haven't been able to say that about the power play in so long.
I know, until this year. And,
Yeah.
of course, the 1 year they're actually, doing great on power play. They
just
suck
can't
on-
win.
We're bottom of the basement.
Well,
Like,
yeah, we stuck on 5-on-5. Not even offensively, but, like, defensively and goaltending-wise, we suck on
Yeah.
5-on-5.
Yeah, it's a great. We have 12 minutes worth of penalty kill last night, and we executed just unbelievably well. And I will say, as well as there was a lot of blocked shots, Pittsburgh had 24 blocked shots last night.
Jesus.
Not only did they have 24 blocked shots last night, but Jari, that means 24 shots didn't make it to the net, 30 did, and Jari saved
29.
29 of them.
And that only goal was not his fault.
No.
Yeah.
Because the refs decided to go blind.
Yeah, they missed a clear penalty.
Yeah,
But
hold
so
down on rust.
what's I know this season's a scrap. Let's look into the off season for the Pens. So, what do you address first? The defense, or do you address our goaltending problem first?
The very first thing you do is buy out Joey. Because the buyout phase starts, I think, before. Yeah, the buyout phase, I'm pretty sure, is before the draft.
I think it's I know it's a few days before free agency.
Oh, you know what? No. The buyout phase is right before free agency. You're right. So I don't think they're going to trade EK at the draft. I think that's more like a later in the offseason move.
That would
like
be
when we
that would be
acquired him.
crazy.
It will be an understanding after we figure out what we pick up from the draft.
But you
I
never
agree with
know. We saw one of the best offensive defensemen traded at last year's draft in the second
True,
round in Mikhail
true.
Sergachev.
Yeah, that trade caught me so off guard.
Yeah.
Utah just went insane.
My immediate thought when I saw that, I literally tweeted the Tampa Bay Lightning have been eliminated from the 2025 Stanley Cup.
Well, they haven't now because
No.
Vasilevsky's starting to, do his thing again.
They were a little shaky, but now they're bringing it back. But I
they're
believe
bringing it- Go ahead.
yeah, I think that their move first off is they need to figure out their buyout stage. They need to forget the playoffs. I think they need to realize the push for the playoffs is not going to happen. Of course, we want to win throughout the last 13 games this season, like
I think they
14.
played 15, 16.
Around there many of the season. You need to use that 15 games of the season, and you need to assess what you have right now. And you need to take that offensive position that you're in and go, hey, we are so unbelievably inconsistent with this offensive team. We need to figure out what we're going to do with our four lines throughout the rest of this season.
Yeah.
Now that you have that figured out, you could figure out the buyout stage. The buyout, you could focus on other things. And then the draft, you used what you analyzed in the rest of this season, and then that's who you draft for.
Mhm.
And then you go from there. And I think that's probably the best thing that Dubas needs to go with.
I agree. And I think Dubas will do that because
I hope so.
You guys know me. I love Dubas. Like, I've loved him for a long time.
Yeah.
I think he's a fantastic GM, contrary to what people say.
Ron Hextall could never.
No,
Oh,
totally.
gosh.
I'm-
No,
I'm-
Hextall.
Don't even bring up his name.
Nope.
I'm not even going to lie to
He
you.
was a flyer, and he always
If-
was a flyer.
If Voldemort was not our GM, we would not be in this. What? He who
Voldemort.
should not be named. If he was not our
AVADAKADABRA!
There's our show title.
There you
Anyway,
go.
if we went straight from GMJR to Dubas, we would not be in the position we are right
No,
now.
we
I'm
would
gonna
be
be
not.
so for real.
We'll be consistent
Do
in
you
the
agree with me,
Metro.
Ryan?
We could have kept Patrick Alvine, but
We could have kept Jake Gensel, too.
Yeah, that's good. We could have got Alvin as well.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we definitely would not be as bad as we are.
I agree.
But the team is still getting older.
Well, yes, I
And
agree
that
with
is,
that.
I think that's a huge reasoning of why this entire league, and I've said it so many times, and you guys are
It's
probably
getting-
tired of me
It's
hearing
so
it.
fast.
Is this league is so unbelievably fast.
Like you watch the
Yes.
Avalanche, dude.
you watch
they're
the
running
Avalanche, the
so close to
Oilers.
that.
You watch like
Oilers.
I don't even care how bad the Sharks are. You watch how fast the Sharks are. Oh my
'cause they have a
gosh.
bunch of young and upcoming
Exactly.
stars.
And they're
Will
gonna be
Smith.
good. I don't care. They're gonna be good. Give them 5 years. They're gonna be fantastic.
Dude, the Sharks are going to be, in like you said, 5 years.
Like
They're going to be like Stanley Cup contenders.
they're gonna understand
They
the
have
league.
the goaltending with Askarov.
Yep.
They have the forwards and Will Smith, Celebrini.
Yep.
They have up and coming defensive prospect. They're going to be so good.
So you mentioned young stars and how fast this league is, and I don't know if I know you guys pay attention to Wilkes-Barre and you see what they're doing down there. Oh, west of here? No,
It is east of here.
east of
So
here.
they're
yes.
like the top
It's
right
top
corner
right,
of the
yeah.
NHL,
So
of the Pennsylvania.
anyways, we're in the last 15 games of the season. We are officially in the twilight of the season because we're not going to the playoffs.
Obviously.
Is this time that you bring up
Oh, I was actually,
like a couple guys like Rucker McGorty, or bring up Owen Pinkerton back up, or bring up
Pinkerton.
Pickering.
Pickering, or like bring up.
I was-
We're gonna
somebody-
keep that name. We're gonna
I
keep
like
that name.
Pinkerton.
I like that a lot better.
Yeah. Or like, do you bring up some of those guys that have been killing it the entire
yeah.
season down there in Wilkes-Barre?
I was actually gonna get into this actually a minute ago, but I think you gotta bring up Ponomarov and Koivunen because they've been tearing it up.
Mm-hmm.
St.
Um,
Ivany should stay up
AHL.
here.
St. Ivan, I thought he played good. I mean, I get why they sent him down. Same with Pickering, obviously just to develop, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
He's
think
so
you can bring him back
consistent.
up to, you know, get used to the NHL because I think, in my opinion, you gotta have them in the NHL next year
Yeah.
just for some youth. I mean, it's kind of funny because Rucker McGorty, he played good this year, like throughout the whole year. Just at the first half of the season, he wasn't putting up the points with that play. Kind of similar to, I thought, like Cody Glass. Didn't always put up the points, but like,
Yeah.
I thought he played solid throughout the year. I don't know if you agree with me or
I
not
agree.
there.
I agree.
But I thought that's kind of like what McGrody's game was the first half of the year. Like, wasn't putting up the points, but he was getting so many opportunities, making good plays. Now he's actually putting up the points with those great plays the second half of the year. I'm not entirely sure what he's up to now, but I think he has like, I want to say 25 or 30 points in his past like 40 games-ish,
If you-
35 games. But
Who is now I think a guy that we need to wait on because we saw what we did with McGrory.
Blomqvist?
No. It was with McGrory, we brought him up too quick.
yes, I
And that
agree.
caused him to not you brought him up way too quick. You exposed him to the NHL way too fast.
I agree.
Agreed.
And then you bring him back down to Wilkes, and you see how well he performs when you give him time just to,
Yeah.
keep his consistency.
Yeah.
And then when you keep him there, he has the consistency, and he does not get any better or worse. That's when you bring him up because they moved him up too fast. He got shown what the NHL is, and he had to be brought down. Who is, I keep forgetting his name, forgive me, who is like that unbelievable goaltender?
Miroshov,
Sergei
Miroshov.
Yes.
Miroshov.
Sergei
Yes.
Miroshov.
That man, do not bring him up, and I will die on that hill.
Yeah, don't bring him up
Not yet. Not
Let
yet.
him develop.
And if he is
I
playing
think-
as well as he is right now, keep him there next year, and maybe towards the end of the season next year, or the year after that, move towards preseason
Yes,
of that
yes,
2027
Go.
year.
They need to sign a goalie in free agency.
Yes. That
like,
is a definite.
Ned cannot be the full time starter.
Oh, absolutely
100%.
not.
Like who would you want? This name keeps coming up for me because I've seen how good he's performed over the last couple of years. Aiden Hill, I think makes
That's-
a lot of sense for
That's fair, but
Where
like
did he just go to?
Aiden Hill,
Did he just get moved or no? Who
No,
No,
just
he's
got,
still in Vegas.
still in Vegas.
who just got moved?
Logan Thompson did from Vegas.
Maybe Florida got him, or did Florida move him?
Vitek
Logan-
Vanacek.
You talking about Vitek Vanacek?
No,
Who are you thinking of?
I think I'm losing my mind.
Logan Thompson went from Vegas to Washington.
Who? Chicago? Who?
Oh, Mrazek.
Mrazek just got sent to
He went to
Detroit.
Detroit.
Oh,
Or you think it was
Okay.
Spencer Knight?
Might have been Spencer Knight.
Spencer Knight from Florida.
There's no
That's
way.
who I was talking about.
There's no way Chicago's giving up Spencer Knight.
No,
That's the
no.
starting
I'm
goalie
just saying
for the
that's what I
He's-
thought he was talking about for a
Oh,
second.
Spencer
Okay.
Knight is the future
My bad.
of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh,
in
for
net.
sure.
Him and Soderblom.
Agreed.
No, but go back to it. Sorry, I'm sorry for
good.
interrupting.
I would say, I know people are gonna disagree with me on this, but if you want like an actual good starting goalie, I think you bring Gibson home.
Ooh.
Okay, so I actually agree with what you're saying. I've been saying this for the past 3 to 4 years that he's been on the chopping block over and with the Ducks. Like, he is a consistent piece for a really bad team.
Yeah.
He is consistently solid year in and year out. And that's what we need here. Ned could be his number 2. I wouldn't mind Ned being his number 2. A goalie tandem of Gibson and Ned is a great
But
bridge
Ned
point.
needs to be Ned needs to be the backup.
Agreed. He needs to be the backup. Gibson needs to be the day one starter.
Yes.
But it shouldn't be like an extreme like imbalance of
No,
how many
no,
like
no.
you like
You
like
can't like run him into the ground.
have Gibson do it like a 60-40 type of deal. Like
Maybe
I wouldn't mind
I'd go
a
65,
split.
35.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind a split 50-50.
No.
Why
No.
not split it?
It's not a 1A 1B situation.
No, it's not.
I mean, we've seen Ned. Like Ned's a backup. Like he's a good backup.
He's
but
probably one of the
he
better
can-
backups in the league.
I think it's fair. I mean, I wouldn't say. I don't know because there's so many like good backups.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
But
but he's not the guy who can be a starter.
Anaheim has their future in net with,
Oh,
with
absolutely.
Lucas Dostal.
Oh yeah, and they have Callie Klang as an up and coming former Penguins prospect, by the way.
And they could use Veli Huso.
Okay.
I knew that was coming.
Okay. I think that's gonna be my next Guangdong Tigers jersey is Billy Huso, honestly.
Gosh. Not
After
a
Ryan
Guangdong.
Graves, but
All right, should we grade each NHL team's trade deadline?
oh, okay, I like this.
So let's just go in order. Let's start with the Ducks.
I mean,
There's not much you could do for that
See,
team.
like-
Incomplete.
Yeah.
even incomplete, honestly.
Because
they
like
didn't do
you,
much.
you got a decent
They
haul
did-
for Brian Dumoulin.
That's true. They did get a decent haul.
But at the
That's-
same time,
that's
the
really all
fact
they
that
did.
one of Zegras or McTavish didn't get shipped,
There's no way they're trading McTavish.
but Zegras.
Zegras, yes, I think they should have moved, but still, I mean, I think they could have done more.
Yeah, I think
Is
Wasn't
why I
enough.
give them a C. I think they got a great return. That's why they're not like an F or anything.
no.
They got a great return for Dumoulin, but they should have done more, in my opinion.
yeah, like a C minus maybe.
Agreed. I gave him a C too.
Why are the Arizona Coyotes still on this list?
I
What?
just want to call them Utah.
Yeah.
Utah Zona.
Utah, I don't know. Like, I give them a C again. They also didn't really do much.
There was a lot of teams that were incomplete, so we could,
Yeah.
Very incomplete.
My initial reaction is why are we still using Shea Weber as a trade asset?
No. I don't know why they even got. I mean, like, I don't know why they did that.
Ooh.
That was just random. That was so random.
We got some NFL.
Yeah, the Commanders just finalized a deal to land 5-time Pro Bowler from the Texans, Larry Tunsil, in a trade package.
Whoa. Okay.
Commando's kind of stacking. They're kind of going for it this year.
I think I said this to Isaac, like off camera. I said I won't be shocked if Washington wins the division next year.
Oh no, I'm not even. Especially with the Eagles losing all the players that they are.
No, this was before Eagles started losing. I
Yeah.
turned around and I said
Oh really?
Washington are winning this division.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have disagreed with you then, but like now,
All right,
That's
I'm
something
waiting
to
for
agree
the
with
Shefty post to come up on my phone.
All right. Anyways, back to Utah Zona. Yeah.
They didn't do
Shea
much.
Weber's never gonna play again.
no.
He's never
not.
gonna play again. So
No.
like, why are we using him as a trade asset?
They're probably going to use the cap space for something. And
Yeah.
then they never got done.
you're trading two pretty decent prospects in Soderstrom and Ratu.
Soderstrom, I mean, I don't think he was ever going to play in Utah. I mean, he's decent.
Never
He's-
signed his ELC.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think that makes sense because like I don't think he was ever going to play in Utah. And Akurati, I mean, he's decent. I don't think he's going to light the world on fire, but I mean, he could probably get into like third, fourth line role with
Yeah.
Chicago, but he's not going to light the world on fire.
But the fact that you only got a fifth out of that,
I mean, yeah.
You should have at least gotten a third.
I mean, yeah.
So D for Utah.
That's fair. I mean, I'd give it like a C minus.
Yeah.
All right, wait. I just saw something else too. It's not blockbuster, but
Oh, the Steelers signed somebody.
P. Ryan is officially back as a Cincinnati Bengal.
Samaje Perine.
Yes.
Who's the Steelers?
Okay.
Who did they sign?
The Steelers signed center Ryan McCollum.
Yes, I just saw that they tendered him. They. So this is what we just got from the Steelers. We have tendered okay, this is from Pittsburgh Steelers Twitter. We have tendered an offer to restrict free agent running back Jalen Warren sign Ryan McCollum to a 1-year contract and release D tackle Larry Ogunjobi.
Ogunjobi.
Ogunjobi. Yeah. I mean, I said to you that he was gone before we started recording.
I wasn't happy about it.
No, but I like that we tendered Warren.
I do too.
And I like the center because we need a backup. I mean, we need depth in our O-line. We always have. I'm not gonna get into it because this is the NHL. But yeah, no. This was a smart down the road thinking because we're gonna draft the running back first round. Yeah. I see us doing that. But anyways, we'll speak of this another time. But I want to talk about. Oh yeah, wait, we're continuing the grades.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the grades.
Let's talk Boston.
F minus.
F, straight F.
You trade your second best defenseman to the Leafs. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
And you trade your captain for a bag of hockey pucks and a Twix bar to the Florida Panthers. You trade Trent Frederick, who's like your best physical player.
The only
to Edmonton.
They got 2 usable NHL, maybe 3 if you count Kushnetinov, but Casey Middlestat and Henry Jokiharju.
Jokiharju, literally, I mean, he's all right. He's a depth defenseman. I mean, he's good, but he's not gonna light the world on fire. Middlestat, I mean, okay, that's like the one good trade I liked from Boston.
Yeah, getting Coyle's contract off the books
and getting Casey Middlestat. I think he's going to be the new number 1 C in Boston.
Maybe.
In my opinion, I think he's better than Zaka. I think he still has potential.
I agree.
And, yeah, I mean, that's the only move I actually liked. But, like, I'm sorry, but I mean, Fraser Minton, he's okay. Like, I know he's technically the Leafs' like best prospect.
He's not a full-time NHLer yet.
No.
In really any system.
No, but I don't think he's gonna fit with Boston. I don't think he's gonna fit with Boston.
Is he a free agent at the end of this year?
No.
No? Well, I guess.
And then I mean, you got a first-round pick, but like, I don't, it's the Leafs, so you know it's gonna be like when they lose in the first round of Game 7 again. Sadly.
Let's hope they make it to Game 7.
I think they will. We know. Listen, the Leafs are gonna be down 3-1 in the series.
Will they
come
win
back
Game 7?
No.
No.
It's the Leafs.
It depends on who are they going to play?
At least
I think
Boston might.
I think they're playing the
know,
Bolts. I think they're playing the Bolts.
No, because I mean, if they get second, they're gonna play the Bolts. If they get
because I still think the Panthers are going to win the division.
I think they will, but if the Leafs do like pull off and win the division, they'll probably play No, not Columbus. They'll probably maybe Columbus.
I want Columbus as a first-round team.
I would.
Oh yeah.
They're on a downslope right now. The team that I don't want is the
Oh,
Bolts.
sorry, they play Ottawa.
Oh.
So we get the Battle of Ontario, which that would be fun.
That'd be really cool.
Right now it would be yeah, they would play Tampa right now, which I mean
the last team they won a playoff series against.
I know, like I'd be happy if they played Tampa because they can actually beat Tampa. Although I don't know if you want to play them
Looking at how
right now.
Tampa is this year, though.
Yeah, Tampa's only 1 point behind them. Holy cow!
Oof.
Tampa's on a heater.
All right, let's talk the Buffalo Sabres.
Incomplete.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that.
I wouldn't say
I
that.
would actually give them like a B.
I like the Cousins trade personally because they've been saying
I like it for both sides.
they've been saying they wanted to get his contract off the books for so long. Like
Ottawa
that contract
and, yeah.
is just bad.
But how does this help Buffalo?
Josh Norris is a decent player. He's a solid.
I feel like they
center.
just kind of sit in the same position with this trade,
Yeah.
and I don't really like that for them. That's why I feel like I'm on the incomplete area.
I mean, this doesn't save Kevin Adams' job.
No.
He's still a god-awful general manager.
Yeah, the top 3 worst GMs, Sweeney, Adams, and Verbeek.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I give him an incomplete because what Ryan said. They're in the same exact spot with the trade or
Yeah,
without
they're
the
like
trade.
really similar players, so like
So-
they kind of just.
Like, what was the point of doing this transaction? Like I get it. You want that guy's.
Ottawa wanted Norris off the books, and Buffalo for some reason just wanted to trade Cousins. I think Cousins has better potential. I think Cousins is gonna end up being the better player, but as of like today, right now, as we sit here, they're basically like the same player
Yeah.
as of right now.
All right. The Calgary Flames. Hello? Where did you?
Where were they?
They just fell asleep. They just.
I
fell-
don't know what they did actually.
They
I don't
did
know
nothing.
what they did.
They did
If
absolutely
you want to
nothing.
go back, they got Farabee and Frost from Philly, but that's
That's
it
about
was like in
it.
January.
Yeah.
That's about
That was the
all they
last
did.
day of January.
So if
Yeah.
we're basing it off of
That trade.
if we're
that's the only
basing it
trade
off
that
of
they did.
March 8th,
Oh, then they did nothing, so we can just skip them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
just skip
nothing
them.
to do.
That is not the point.
the
Carolina's next.
the Carolina Hurricanes.
You
You know
guys-
what? For the return that they got for a player who didn't want to play for them, B.
Yeah.
Agreed. B.
And actually, so far, the other trade they made, Jankowski looks decent.
Jankowski had a good first game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jankowski had a good debut, and so did Stankoven. They both scored.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'd say B. I mean, still, you
Yeah.
you fumbled the top free agent again. But
Yes, that's not good, but you also got 2 first rounds, 2 thirds, and Logan Stankoven, who's a solid
I will say
player.
the rating would be down if I believe the rating would be down if we did not hear what his point, like what he said about the team.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed.
if he was like, oh, I want to play here, and they're like, nope, see ya. Like, okay, I'd be like, all right, what are you doing? But
Yeah.
if he, you already have bad morale. Like the
Yeah.
team is not going to be happy.
that
He's not going to
return
be
for
happy
that-
if he's
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But okay, go ahead, get rid of him. You know.
All right. The Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh, I gotta give them like a B plus.
I was gonna
here.
say, yep, I was gonna say
Yeah,
B
because-
plus.
great
you
trade
get-
deadline.
You're getting like more assets. You get your goaltender of the future there. Who,
I think
by
that-
the way, has played phenomenal. He played phenomenal with his debut.
Yeah, he's getting tested
Um,
way more, and he's
and he
gonna be
played
able to.
good.
Yeah,
I think he only allowed 1 goal to LA.
he's gonna be producing really well.
At the same time, though, they gave up way too much for Veleno.
No, I completely disagree with that. Joe Veleno.
I think it was I think it was pretty even
yeah.
for
I
what.
mean,
It should have just been Mrazek for Veleno. Like, you did not need to give up Craig Smith.
Craig Smith is old. He's
I was gonna say I wouldn't be mad if I got rid of Craig Smith.
yeah. And getting rid of Mrazek's contract when you already have 3 goalies. I mean, I get Laurent Brossoit is out for the rest of the season. He didn't even play a game as Blackhawks, but you have Soderblom and you have oh my gosh, Spencer Knight. Like, there's no need to keep Mrazek around. So I mean, yeah,
I'm not saying they
and Joe
should have.
Veleno's a younger player.
I'm not
too.
saying they should have kept Mrazek around, but Joe Veleno is having the worst season of his career so far.
Yes, but he's still young. Like, Smith and Mrazek are in their 30s. Joe Veleno's only 24, I think.
Yeah,
So he can
I
still
mean,
develop a bit. I mean, yeah, he's gonna have a down year.
I guess I'd still
but-
give him a B, but
I give him a B plus.
yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Patrick Jones, second former Pitt player, is officially on the Carolina Panthers for a 2-year, $20 million contract. So that's another
Your dad.
What?
Your dad.
I know. My dad's name is Pat Jones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
You're moving, Dad. We're moving.
um,
Have fun in Carolina, buddy.
All right.
yeah, the Vikings just lost another D lineman.
Ouch.
Yikes.
Yikes.
All right. The Colorado Avalanche.
Oh. I gotta low key give him like an A minus.
Yeah.
Getting Ryan Lindgren was huge. Getting Brock Nelson, solid. Getting Coyle.
And the fact that they gave up so little, like, I know you gave up a first-round pick for Nelson, But
And they got Jimmy VC for some depth too.
they got Jimmy VC for depth.
Colorado did what they needed to do to improve their team, to
Yeah.
make a nice push for the playoffs.
I mean, Shillington wasn't going to do anything there. You upgrade in terms of your third line defenseman
forgot they
from
flipped him to the
Shillington,
Ducks.
and you get Eric Johnson back.
Yeah. And I low-key forgot he got flipped to the Ducks when we were talking about the Ducks.
Yeah.
I low-key forgot they got him. I mean, once again, he's not a guy who's going to, like, throw the needle. I guess a replacement for Dumoulin, right? Like,
Sure, but was Dumoulin playing top pair for them?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
I think they had their young guys playing top pair, but
Or yeah, because I can't remember. I don't know. Maybe I was just focusing on EASHL a little too much, where I had him and Truba on a top pair.
I don't know. Like,
I forgot Truba's a. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. Forgot about
it's
Jacob
been
Truba.
a really
Yeah.
weird NHL season.
I give Colorado an A.
Yeah.
I mean, I still am a little on the fence about giving up Middlestat, but
I mean,
I
he
I
put
don't
up
know
the
if he was
points, but
going to
he
fit
didn't
in
play
there,
well.
fit with Colorado long term.
No, especially if they wanted another center. Like, I don't think he would have fit long term. Like, yeah, he put up the points, but that's because he was on the power play and he,
Yeah.
he's with McKinnon and Nietzsche's and McCaw and, those superstars. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk the CBJ.
Let's see. You had 80-something million in cap space to make a move, and you got Luke Cunnin.
For a fourth.
And that was the only move you did when you
How
had
much
that
is he?
much cap
How much is he reining in? Like,
Buddy, he makes like $1 million.
yeah, I was gonna say like 1.2 or something.
No, literally $1 million.
Is it
I
even?
think it could even be $900K.
Wow.
Literally, that's your big move when you're fighting for a playoff spot. You get a D from Nick Scher.
Free agency, come on. Like,
I can honestly give them a D minus.
Yeah,
Like-
I think Don Waddell.
They had so much more room. They did absolutely
And you're
nothing like
fighting
he
for a
said.
playoff spot.
This
like,
this
True.
doesn't look good on Don Waddell. He's
No.
starting to Don Waddell again.
he is starting
and
to
if they
dominate
wanted
again.
to they're pushing for a playoff spot. If you guys wanted to do that, like, you need to make sure you can not only make it into the playoffs, but you got to execute while you're in there too. So you're playing the way you are now, you're not making it past the first round.
No, again,
They're not
And
even
with a
making
move-
the playoffs.
With a move like that, it's not going to happen.
no, that's why I said a team that is barely getting into the first round. The team that I would want to play is Columbus, because Columbus
They're
is
not even gonna make the playoffs at this rate.
well. Let's say if they do,
Oh, okay.
and like how you mentioned, sorry, the full trade terms came up. Like how you mentioned, I forget, it was one of the teams that are struggling now. And you said if I'm a team struggling who has a top seed, I want to play Columbus because they're not a strong team, and then I can get myself back into the spot where I want to be. So that's why like I give Columbus as like a D minus to an F.
Yeah.
Because they did nothing to help them make the push to not be that team that everyone wants
And
to play.
they have more cap space than any
They're
other
they're
team.
another incomplete for me. Like,
They made one trade. Like,
yeah.
Don Waddell didn't do much.
No. All right.
That race is really, really, like, it's close. I mean,
It's
CBJ's sitting at
close.
70 points, Ottawa 69. Then you have New York, Detroit, Montreal, Boston, and the Islanders, New York again, all sitting within 3 games
Good
Yeah.
lord.
of that spot.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
And then you move down to Philly and Pittsburgh sitting at 60, 62. So that's 4 games for us.
Yeah.
It's like, but we're not going to be able to do it.
No.
So
No, that's not.
The show will of Sidney Crosby will have something to say for the second straight season.
We've got. Oh.
Wait,
Anyways.
they're only 4 games out.
I think it's 4 or 5, yeah. We're at 60. The Columbus is at 68 or 70.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Columbus is at 70. We're at 60. We are 5 games from a playoff spot, and there's 15 games left. So that
So you're
means.
telling
But
me
think
there's
about
a
this though.
chance.
That means Philly, New York, Boston, Montreal, Detroit, Rangers, Ottawa, and Blue Jackets have to dip 4 of the next 5.
Let's look at our remaining schedule.
So you're just telling me there's a... All I'm hearing is that there's
There
a
is.
chance.
We're not out, but it's not happening. Give it up, Nick.
so our remaining our schedule's pretty hard though,
it's
because
rough.
we've got a 5-game homestand coming up,
Okay.
but we've got the VGK, who we know are good. We've got the
Okay.
Blues.
Jim
who are-
Montgomery's Blues.
We got the Blues who are fighting for who might get that last wild card.
Where are they? They're at. Oh, they're within 1 point of the
Yeah.
second wild card spot right
Yeah.
now.
The Devils are going to kill us.
Wait. Let's pause there. The Devils are in a downslip right now, and honestly, in our rundown, we send a rundown out every day. I mean, not every day, like the day before or the day of our podcast.
Yeah.
And one of our lists was, "Are the Devils in trouble?" That's a question I want to give to you
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
Which now, like with players being hurt and they're
Jack Hughes out
out
for the season.
And Dougie Hamilton's out for a while.
And Jonas Siegenthaler.
Yeah, he's been out too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Their defense
so
in shambles.
yeah, again, they're in shambles, and now I'm not viewing. Now, are we going to lose? Probably, but
We always lose to the Devils either way. So.
That's what I'm
but-
saying.
But it's always like a 1-goal, 2-goal
but
game.
again, the Devils, like long term, I don't see them being anywhere close to a playoff spot now because they're losing too much and too late of a season.
The Devils are in third right now.
They're pretty up there though. I will
Yeah,
say.
they have 4 points over Columbus, who are the first wild card
Okay.
spot. So
But they are 6 points away from Carolina.
they are. that is
Washington's sitting at 92.
true. Yeah,
which is just-
Washington's like
What is-
they're basically the
Anthony
first team to
Beauvillier,
play.
Stanley Cup champion? Question mark.
Oh my gosh!
Our only easy games to close out the season are
I know we have 2 against Chicago. I'll
we
back them
got
up.
2 against Chicago in April, and we got the Sabres on the 27th.
True.
We
All-
enter a year with the Caps, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, Caps are the last game of the season.
Ovechkin
It's
being
a
9
home
goals
game.
away from breaking the record.
I swear, if he breaks the record in Pittsburgh,
I hope it's Jar he scores on.
I hope it is because I want to see it.
Are you're going to
Well,
the
that-
game, right?
I think
It's- yeah,
I will
it's
be
at
there.
home.
We might be going.
That's if he's in contention, I'm going.
those tickets are going to be so expensive.
But also it'd be nice to
Student
go to the
Rush.
last game of the year too.
Oh,
Student
Student
Rush.
Rush is not going to be available for that
Student
game.
Rush won't. That game's gonna. If he's close, like if he's like a goal away, if he scores like
If it's tied,
Well, I don't think he's going to
Even
be
if it's,
anything
like,
more than a
tied.
goal away. He needs with the games he has left and 9 away, he needs to average at least 1 goal every 2 games, and he's been doing plus that. So I really wouldn't be surprised if he has it done before that.
I
But if
honestly
it
think
is
he
waiting
will.
on Pittsburgh, I think it's going to be 1.
I love stuff like this in sports. Just before we go to the Dallas Stars, I mean, we had this 3 years ago with Albert Pujols' home run record, and with
Yeah.
Aaron Judge's home run record, and now with like Ovi's goal record. Like this is great. Like I love stuff like this. It just
Yeah.
makes it more exciting.
Yeah.
like I mean yeah we're all Pens fans here, so obviously we grew up like
Hating.
learning to hate Ovechkin, but you know when you get older you realize like yeah like obviously you still like don't like him, but like you respect him.
Yes.
And you gotta just. This is me talking. Like you guys know, like I'm probably the most vocal Penguins. Maybe not like the biggest of you three, but like definitely the most vocal about like my fandom. And
Igor sucks sign.
literally, I'm the guy who literally showed up to the arena with a giant Igor sucks sign. Like, I respect it. Like if he breaks the record, it'll be great for hockey. It'll be great for the sport.
Exactly.
Because there's gonna be so many like eyes on it, like non-hockey fans.
Do I want it to
Like-
happen? No. Is it good for the sport? Yes.
Exactly. Like as a Penguins fan, do I want it to happen? No. But like, it's inevitable. It's going to happen, and when it does, it's gonna be so good for the growth of the game. It's gonna be so good just to see it. Like,
This 2025, like 2024-25 season for the NHL has been arguably the best business season for the NHL in a long time. Between
I actually agree with that.
I do.
with what's going on with OV and now
Four
and Four
Nations.
Nations,
Yeah.
like
All the
more-
trades that have happened.
like it's been so many more eyes have been on hockey. I've had
Yeah.
people who I grew up with hating hockey, not liking anything about it, text
Yeah.
me like, dude, this is insane.
Yeah.
How come you never put me on? But I did put you on. You just didn't like it.
yeah.
But like it's insane now, like how many more eyes are on the game.
Yeah, the growth of hockey this year, especially in like America, where it's so heavily, you know, NBA, NFL, MLB, like hockey's considered like the fourth sport. Like I feel like hockey,
The forgotten child.
Literally, like I feel like the NHL this season. This might be a hot take, but I think it's jumped over the NBA,
Oh,
easily.
100%.
and I think
Especially after the Luka trade.
yeah, I think it's
And
almost.
Braun cussing out a Stephen A. because he said something about his son.
Yeah,
Which
like
is
I hate to
embarrassing.
say it, but like
Oof.
I think the big passing of the torch was NBA All-Star Weekend because that was the exact same night as that USA Canada game
Yeah.
where we got the 3 fights in 9 seconds and the entire hockey world or the entire sports world was talking about that and everyone was like, but the NBA All-Star skills competition is going on, and it just shows like them literally like cheating and the like
Yeah.
drilling the ball through the hoop. Whole thing. And it's
Unfortunate
like,
Steelers update.
oh no.
Dante Jackson has signed a deal with the Los Angeles Chargers. Shit.
All right, well, let's go Bucks. We gotta have one good team in the city. It's gonna be the Pirates this year. Well, this sucks.
Yeah.
He's a cornerback,
Chargers?
right?
Yeah.
Isn't he a cornerback?
Yeah.
We got Darius Slay. Why are we like?
He was really solid.
I know he was, but
cornerback. We just lost him.
I think we'll be fine with Darius Slay replacing him, though.
2 years, $13 million. You're telling me we couldn't pay that?
No, we can't, because you know why? We signed a receiver real big without signing a quarterback. That's why. But I'm happy with DK. Anyways, moving on before I lose my absolute crap. Let's go to the Dallas Stars.
A plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
A great offense gets even greater with Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah. You get Mikko Rantanen, and going back a month, you get 2 former Penguins legends in Cody Ceci and Mikhail Granlund.
I would not want to play them in the playoffs.
No. They're my cup pick right now.
Are they the team coming out of the West?
Them or Edmonton, yes.
I don't think it's going to be
Or
Edmonton.
them or Vegas.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know. My top
I
three are
don't know.
Dallas, Edmonton, and Vegas.
I've got the Kings taking out Edmonton the first round. I know that's probably a hot take, but
It's going to
No.
be Dallas, Edmonton, and Dallas.
I get there's a lot of pressure on LA to. Well, right now the LA Kings would take on Vegas, I think. Right? Or is Vegas first still?
no, it would be Edmonton and LA again.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure I know of Edmonton. Of LA, excuse me, to take down Edmonton because they would play for the 4th season in a row. It's not gonna happen. Like McDavid and Draisaitl, they own the Oilers, or own the Kings, and
Well, they own the Oilers too.
oh, true.
Yeah, that too.
All right. Hockey Town, Detroit Red Wings.
That's not Hockey Town. Oh, the true Hockey Town is Pittsburgh, PA. We are Hockey Town. We own them. We own them.
Anyways,
Yeah.
D?
2009, baby.
Yeah,
2009.
D for giving up on Joe Valeno, but
Yeah.
I'd
I'd say it's a D.
I give it a D.
For taking on Peter Mrazek, who you don't need right now,
yeah, that's like a D.
because Alex Lyon and Cam Talbot's playing just as good as he was last year without
Yeah,
the All-Star
Talbot's playing
nod.
well.
Give him a D, but leading towards an F.
No, I wouldn't give him an. I wouldn't give him
Nah,
that one.
F is a little harsh, but all right. Speaking of the Oilers,
A.
A.
that Wallman trade was
That's gonna be the new That Wallman trade's pretty much Ekholm 2.0. Like,
chef's kiss. And this may be hot. Ekholm's a free agent next year.
yes.
He's not staying. I don't
I think
think.
they can keep. Yes, I mean that's far down the line though, because
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think they're gonna be that Edmonton Vegas 2nd round series is going to be so much fun.
Oh, it's gonna be
watch.
it's gonna be so sick.
The playoffs this year, just in general, like you talked about how good, like how fun this season has been from like a business standpoint. The playoffs are gonna be so good this year.
Yeah, but what sucks about it is that the Pens are not gonna be a part of it.
I don't even care, honestly. Like, just from like, I'm a guy who like I don't need. This is mainly for hockey. I don't need my favorite team.
Well, no, me too. I agree with you. I'm the same way too. But at the same time, like, it would have been nice to say that we were a part of that history too.
Yes.
It's definitely, it would be a nice thing.
Still possible.
Okay, Nick. I think that with this, looking at just what we are, like kind of how Nick said, with like, I think that this playoffs is going to be so unbelievably exciting. And kind of just going off Four Nations, I think like this year has been, like you said, it'd be awesome to be a part of it. I think that each team, like with everything that has just happened this year, I think they just want to win it a little more.
Yeah.
And every team is just going to want it more than I think they've wanted it in the past few years. And not, if the Penguins were in it, knowing that they're not going to be a Stanley Cup champion, I would still be so unbelievably upset to see them lose in the first round.
Exactly.
It would be nice to watch a first round of playoffs not caring what happened.
Can I just read you guys like what would be the playoff matchups right now if the season ends today?
Go ahead.
So if the season, we'll start with the East. We have the Capitals against the Senators.
Ooh. That'd actually be
the battle of the Capitals for the respective.
That'd actually be a
countries.
really fun series.
Carolina, New Jersey.
Best series of the year.
Yeah.
Florida would play Columbus.
Okay.
That's a 4-game series. You heard it here first.
But for which team? If Columbus can knock out Tampa,
Florida.
it was a
They're not
4-game
going to
series.
knock out Florida.
Yeah, but the
Florida's gonna win in 4.
And then Tampa Bay, Toronto.
Oof.
In the West,
This is the one I'm excited about.
Winnipeg, Calgary.
fun.
Winnipeg versus
Nico
Calgary.
Landry would versus the
Anytime those
Colorado
teams-
Avalanche.
I don't. Okay, but seriously, I don't think people understand. Like watching Winnipeg and Calgary, no matter who they're playing against in the playoffs, those two cities are so unbelievably amazing to
They're
watch in the
so
Stanley Cup playoffs.
passionate.
Agreed.
It is
Passion
some of the most
Canadian fans in the playoffs.
watching. Can't like forget the United States. Watching Canadian hockey in the playoffs is some of the most fun. Like, if let's say
Yeah.
if there's a U.S. matchup going on in the playoffs and there's a Canadian matchup going on, 10 times out of 10, I'm watching the Canadian one.
Yeah.
I mean, you
It's
got the
so
Sea of Red
awesome.
versus the Winnipeg Whiteout. Like,
It's amazing.
I'm gonna say this for Calgary and Columbus. Do it for Johnny Hockey.
literally.
Yeah.
That would be amazing if both of them got in the playoffs, too.
So cool.
And then you have, like I said, Dallas, Colorado.
Miko
Rantanen against his
Rantanen
former
revenge
team.
tour.
You'd have, for the 4th year in a row, Edmonton, LA. And then you would have Vegas and Minnesota.
No, I want to speak about that. That is an insane coincidence that happened. That you face the same team that
You know
will
how
literally
hard
beat
that
your
is to
ass for the
happen?
past 4 seasons in the playoffs. Now you're facing them again.
Yeah.
It's insane.
This will be the
Vancouver's gonna
4th
squeak.
straight season.
Huh?
I think Vancouver's going to squeak.
You think Vancouver takes over Calgary?
I think they're going to squeak in. Do I want them to? No. But
I think
Then you'd have Vancouver.
right now,
playing
right
Winnipeg.
now, I think
think they're gonna
I think Calgary could potentially move into that one. I think the Wild might drop out.
You think?
Yeah.
No, don't wish that on us.
I'm not saying I want the Wild to drop
I
out.
want at least one more series of Fleury playing in the playoffs.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be Fleury's last. And he would be playing Vegas.
Yeah.
The team that stabbed him in the
that-
back.
That'd be fun.
There's so many great storylines potentially for the playoffs this year. No matter who gets in, like if the Rangers get in, right?
Like you're not
Like,
you're not
oh.
gonna you're not gonna stop me from watching the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Like
in
if
any,
the
in any,
Habs get in,
if the Habs get in, that's insane.
like they're only 3 points out. If Vancouver gets in, you know, with the rough season going on, St. Louis, Utah, even they're only 4 points
I would
out.
love Utah to be in
Utah-Zona.
because there's a player on Utah that's from my
Yeah, Logan
hometown.
Cooley.
Yeah. I would love to have
Yeah.
him in. That would be cool.
Yeah, we would love to get him on too, especially if Utah even makes the playoffs.
Yeah, I just hope, I'm just praying that we have teams. I just want an exciting playoffs.
That's-
I
It's
don't.
going to be.
I'm like, and I know like what we've seen in some other sports and stuff like that. I want an exciting. I want a new. I want stuff that we've never seen before, and I think we're on track for that.
And there's just so many teams that could win it this year too. Like it's so unpredictable this year.
You have no idea.
You
Yeah.
don't. That's why it's the hardest trophy to win in sports.
Yep.
It's because you have 7 games, full physical, full all heck gonna break loose, and
You put everything on the line.
you
to make
put
sure
everything
win
on the
this.
line. And there's just so many teams that could win it this year. it got even more unpredictable after the trade deadline, I think, too.
Agreed.
All right, let's talk the Florida Panthers.
Also an A.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
They made the move they need to make a good push for the playoffs. They just all they did was just solid, make their defense a little more solid.
And I think, like, we obviously know what gave him the A is getting Seth Jones and getting Brad Marchand.
Yeah.
But the most underrated trade of the trade deadline is getting Vitek Vanacek, is doing everything they can to make sure Chris Drieger doesn't snap in half.
Well, Chris Drieger is now in Winnipeg. That's
Yeah, he's now a Winnipeg Jet. But they were so focused on getting him out of there.
Yeah. 'Cause they didn't want him
Props
be
to
the
Bill
backup.
Zito.
Yeah, they didn't want him to be the backup. They wanted
Yeah,
a different
because
backup.
they knew he was going to snap in half in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, perfect. A, maybe even an A+.
Honestly, I give him an A+. They literally got and they got Nico Stone for like a nice depth piece.
Yeah.
Like, what? What's so funny about that?
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
First thing I see on Twitter, because Twitter is now working again, is that this guy on Twitter said, with talk of Steelers needing a QB1, what if we trade for Kenny Pickett and graduate from Pitt? I believe he'll do well here as he was a QB2 role last season. The now Super Bowl champion will thrive here with DK and Pickett. Could probably get him up for a 3rd rounder. Bring him home. Bring him back.
I will
I
will now
know.
resort to the death stare.
Oh, guys. I know a quarterback option we didn't mention.
Oh, no.
Sidney Crosby.
I mean, at this point, you might as well bring
How about
Paul Skeens.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
with that
At
arm,
this point, you might as well use Paul
that
Skeens.
dude, Paul Skeens.
It'd be better than all the options.
We all seen him throw a football in his warm-ups. All right, moving on. Next team.
Let's talk the LA Kings. I mean, you got Andrei Kuzmenko.
Yeah, but he's not gonna They needed a top.
It
goal.
doesn't-
He's a 4th liner at best.
They're
I
just
think they're
staying
better than that.
consistent, and I'd say I definitely wouldn't downgrade him to a C, but I think a B- is pretty
I was
fair.
gonna.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I
B-
agree
B-
with
minus
Ryan,
would be
yeah.
my ranking for them too.
They're one of those teams that's just
They
like,
coulda done-
we're going to
They
sit
could have
right
done
here.
more, but I'm not mad that
They have
put.
been extremely active on the waiver wire this season.
They have, yes.
So, what
The
was
Jets just got a cornerback.
Who?
Brandon Steven from the Baltimore
Who did?
Ravens.
it? Suck it, Baltimore.
Wait, who? The
Not
Jets?
Baltimore.
Jets.
So
They
that
sent him
means that the Jets are looking to get rid of a quarterback.
a corner.
Corner.
Oh, I think you said
Corner.
quarterback.
No,
Corner.
we're not
And
that
I was like,
lucky.
hopefully.
we're not that
Well,
lucky.
I mean,
Cornerback
They
for
did get
a 3 years,
Fields,
$36
so-
million deal.
like, oh gosh,
yeah.
I'm scared.
Dude, look, I think we just gotta bite the bullet. It's inevitable.
Ugh, kill me.
But you have such a you know what?
Guys, look, it's inevitable. We know who we're gonna get for quarterback.
Kenny Pickett.
Can I hope so.
No matter who it is, it's
all
gonna
right.
make me throw my headset. So
All right, let's talk the Minnesota Wild.
I say a solid B.
Yeah.
B.
You got Gustav Nyquist.
Yeah.
I love the Nyquist
do.
trade,
I
do
think
too. I think that's.
and I think they should try to sign
Who's
him.
the
on.
other guy they got?
They got Justin Brazeau
That's what I'm thinking
from
of.
Boston.
Brazo, also a solid guy. He's gonna stand in front of the net on the power play. Big frame.
I think they should do everything they can to try to re-sign Nyquist long term. I know he's older, but sign him to like a 3-year deal.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree with that.
yeah, don't be like Lou Lamoriello and sign your old ass guys to 8-year deals. But
Oh, Lou.
all right.
we're not there yet. But
It's halves time. The Montreal Canadiens. Where do you grade them?
You know what? I like they stood put and kept their team. I mean, I get they're technically rebuilding still, so obviously they're not gonna go out and get like a big player or anything by no means.
Yeah.
I like that they stood put and didn't trade their guys because they're trying to make a playoff push. I like the guys they have. Do I think they're gonna win a Stanley Cup? No, but it'd be nice to see them back in the playoffs. Even just in the first round, because win or lose, the Bell Center is always sold out. And win or lose, those Habs fans love their team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even if it's the first round, losing 5 games or whatever, it'll still be nice to see playoff hockey back in the Bell Center and back in Montreal.
Agreed. I mean, we agreed. Sorry, but
No,
we
you're
saw
good.
that in the Four Nations how exciting hockey is in Montreal.
Oh my God, it's the best.
It is. There's nothing like it.
Yes.
It's kind of like football in the SEC. There's nothing like it.
Yeah,
Because-
it literally is.
All right, let's go over to the Nashville Predators.
Dude, like,
You take this one.
where are you? Like, what are you doing?
What?
There's-
What? I don't know what.
What
direction they're
what are you
going
what are you trying to do with your team?
Biggest year-over-year transition.
Like, exactly, yeah.
I-
What are you doing? Like, going off of the ending the last year? If we go back to the first Have a Shift Day podcast of this year, we all said that they might win the division. We all said there's an option of them winning the division because of how they came off last year. Especially when they bring in guys like Stamkos. They bring in these, top tier guys.
Stamkos, Shea,
Right. And
Marcia Stowe.
what, like, with that lineup, what happened? Like, is there no chemistry whatsoever with this team?
No.
Because it's like there's no good look for
I
this
think it's
team
more of a
whatsoever.
coaching problem.
I
Then-
don't know about that either.
No, because we saw how good of a coach Andrew Brunette could be. He was my Jack Adams pick last year.
Yeah, he was a good coach. He's a good coach. I genuinely
Something
don't know
sparked
what's
with that
going
team
on
that's
with
just
Nashville.
not. Something happened, and
I don't know what direction they're going in. I don't know.
I know
It
what
really makes
happened.
my head hurt. I'm not even kidding.
Welcome to Smashville, Michael Budzing.
I know what happened to that team. They decided to go to the U2 concert this year.
I don't know if you guys if you two watch our have watched any of our shows,
I
but
have.
our intro, our first slide,
Is cancel the U2 concert.
oh my god,
cancel the U2 concert.
I mean,
I'm trying
I don't
to
blame
imitate
them.
that as best as I can.
Dude, I don't know what Nashville is doing.
they're a confusing franchise.
They actually make my head hurt thinking about them.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know
what's
going on.
I don't
there.
like Trotz in a GM role.
I don't
I
either.
don't either. I don't know if he knows what he's doing.
And I think we can just give them, because I don't know if you can even give them an F, because it's like this is more of a, what are you doing?
Can I give him an E?
Yeah,
Can I give him a question mark?
yeah. I
Or
think
even
I think a
that.
question
just
mark
a
is
giant
just
floating question.
Yeah,
mark.
just
Yeah.
one big question mark.
All right, Devils.
I'm gonna give them a C minus because I thought they should have brought in a center for Jack Hughes.
Well,
I,
did you forget about Penguins legend Cody Glass?
the Canadian nightmare.
that is true. The
Cody
Canadian-
Glass. That man is going to take them to a championship.
He might, low key.
Dude, he was good, and he was such a good player.
I know he was good for us. He didn't, like we said. Didn't
I don't
put up the
understand
points, but
dude, I don't, like,
Didn't we get like a third for him?
because
though?
the Penguins are so worried about points. It's like, no one's putting up points.
We gave up Jordan Frasca
like,
for Cody Glass.
I mean, who? Like,
Yeah, some guy that was never going to make it to the
Yeah.
NHL.
Yeah.
Isn't that the trade that we flipped them?
And then this trade, we get 2 prospects and a 3rd round pick for Cody Glass and Jonathan Gruden, the man who looks like a troll.
I mean,
I give the Devils a C because they know they have all these injuries, but they refused to get anything to try and help replace the injuries for the time being.
yeah,
I want to give him a B- because I like the Dumoulin trade.
that's true.
I like
mean,
the Dumoulin trade. I think that was really good. Like a 2nd round pick is maybe a little bit much to give up for him, especially when you're attaching a prospect like Traff. But
it was
and you're such, from where you were in like October or like November, you're such a good team.
Yes.
You're such a good team, and some injuries hit you, and then you just make some dumb decisions.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then also another Penguins legend going to the Devils, Daniel Sprong.
Oh, I forgot about that. They picked up. They literally got all former Penguins.
Yeah.
Literally all their trades have a Penguins connection.
So where are we sitting? This is like a C plus.
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I'm
I gave it a
saying.
solid C.
I
Like in the middle.
kind of want to give him a B-.
So we're sitting at a C plus at an overall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't.
I don't hate
Okay.
a C+. I
Yeah.
just think they
It's
should've
one
done
of
more.
those ones.
Yeah.
It's like
I think they just should have done more.
Let's go to the equivalent of Jerry's World in the NHL, Lou's World.
okay.
Actually, you know what? I want to give him an A-.
Wow.
You know why? Correct me if I'm wrong. They got Cal Ritchie back for Brock Nelson, right?
They did get Cal Ritchie back.
I don't think people realize how great of a... He is one of the top prospects, top NHL prospects right now. He is going to be good in this league, and getting him for Brock Nelson,
I think
so good.
And they got a first-round pick out of that.
Exactly.
So
I don't know. I think an around an A is a bit of a stretch, though.
I give him a B.
B+. plus.
I'll go B plus.
I'm not
plus
going
is
lower
pretty-
than a B+, because Cal Ritchie in a first-round pick is solid. For
B
Brock
plus is
Nelson.
okay, but I think A is like
A stretch.
for a deadline in general. I think A is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
That's fair.
My biggest nightmare, the New York Rangers.
What did they do?
They traded Ollie Smith,
Okay, so he's going back to Vegas. You're just
Yeah.
sending him back to Vegas.
literally.
Do you want to count the JT Miller trade in this whole thing?
that happened.
Nah.
No, that happened too early in the year.
I would say you guys sit at a solid C.
Yeah.
C.
C, yeah.
C minus.
Like, I think
I think that's fair, Ryan.
I actually like the Obey Kubel trade. I think he's a solid fourth liner. They were never going to use Brandstrom.
I mean,
No.
that's true. It sucks though, because I actually do like Brandstrom. I think he could be a solid depth-filling defenseman on an NHL team.
But I think they upgraded by getting Carson Soucy.
Oh no! I definitely agree. I was so confused on why they got him in the first place.
Yeah.
Because like he was supposed to go to like a contender, and he went to the Rangers, which I'm so confused on why they made that trade. That literally baffled me when I saw it come up. I was like, Rangers? But yeah, I hope Buffalo uses Brandstrom because like
Yeah.
you got nothing to lose. You're not gonna make the playoffs. And
Giving up
I
Yoki,
like Brandstrom. I think he's gonna be. I think he's a solid depth defenseman.
giving up him and giving up Yoki Haru and Dennis Gilbert in Buffalo.
Exactly.
Man.
You made room for him. So
Yeah.
bring him up.
Yeah.
Put him in.
All right. Ottawa.
You know what?
Who did they just pick up?
They got Cousins.
They did get Cousins.
I love that
Um,
they got Cousins.
I
They
think
got
that's
Cousins and Fabian Zetterlund.
I really like
that
that.
was the guy. That was
I
our guy
really
we
like
talked
that
about.
trade.
Fabian
Fabian-
Zetterlund.
I like
love
the-
that
I
trade.
like the-
Fabian Zetterlund trade.
We
it's
talked about
Ottawa.
this on the live stream. That pickup was absolutely. I mean, dude, you're good. That's
And
a great,
Cousins.
great
And
moves.
Cousins.
I don't love that they gave up Ostapchuk in the.
No, for Zetterlund though, I don't mind it
I don't
at all.
mind it
Yeah.
at all.
Zetterlund
but
is gonna be so.
He's sitting
good.
at like
you,
a
you
plus.
get Noah Gregor off the books, who is
Yeah.
beyond useless for them.
Literally, he was like a pylon out there.
Like,
I think it's you get a guy, especially like Zetterlund. I mean, what is he like plus 11? He's putting up as a second or third liner. He's
I think
putting
he's
up.
second line.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting up 40-ish points on the air. I mean, for
he was
getting
like a
rid of
plus
guys who are
11, I
doing
think.
nothing for your team, for a player like that, it's. I mean, what do you think?
I completely agree. I mean, he's a plus 11, I think,
I think it's
on
plus
the
11.
San Jose Sharks. So like he's
Yeah.
providing offense. He's out there getting the offensive opportunities and helping provide that
It's a
offense.
fantastic
that, the Sharks
pickup.
don't have much of. Let's just be honest. Besides the top two lines, top line.
That was probably my favorite, like, kind of
Most underrated.
underrated pickup of the entire year.
Agreed.
That's gonna get lost between the Marchand
I-
trade, the Rantanen trade, and stuff.
I give him an A because
And
what
they get
what they
Cousins.
did is that
Yeah, 100%.
they got the pieces they needed, and now they're in a spot that they can make a. Honestly, they have the spot they need to be a great team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They got the whole They try to patch the holes as best as they could
Mhm.
for what they were given. So I think this, as like a team aspect, they did an amazing job in the
Yes.
trade deadline.
One thing I want to say about these Senators is like you look up and down the lineup, right? They have the veteran presence who has the playoff experience. They have the young up and coming guys who played good enough. You know, Brady Tkachuk, that's a guy you want in the playoffs. That's a guy a Stanley Cup contenders
Yeah.
going to have on their team, right? You have Dylan Cousins who, and I've been saying this, trading Cousins was like trading Eichel, trading I'm blanking on his name. Reinhardt. I think he has the potential to develop into that like top player.
Senators play the Red Wings tonight.
No way.
7:30.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You go ahead before I move on.
We might have to take a quick break here because it seems like we might be running out of battery on that camera up there.
Real quick before the battery dies. Connor Hughes, NFL reporter for Sportsnet, New York TV, Jets and Giants basically, and I watch football. This is his bio. And walk and talk about it. He said Aaron Rodgers #Steelers might be done sooner than expected.
Whoa.
Thanks for having me on. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.
After that, we'll take a break and we'll see you in about 30 seconds.
Brother.
Come on!
All right, welcome to the Thielet and Graves podcast. We just had some technical difficulties, and now we're back to solid. So last thing we were talking about was the Ottawa Senators. We're going to quickly fly through the rest of the league, start off with the Philadelphia Flyers. Isaac, take it away.
I don't know. I guess C? Like
What did they get back for Kuzmenko?
a third-round pick.
C.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a good deal. Yeah.
Scott Lawton gone.
Oh, I forgot about
That's
who
a
did they get
bit.
back
That's
for
a big
Lawton?
hole. They got Grabankin
Oh,
and a
that's
conditional first, 2027 first, and they got Giovanni Smith back in the Eric Johnson flip.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
Giovanni Smith's nothing but a fourth liner, but
I'll give him a C.
C.
yeah. All right. We already talked the Penguins, so San Jose.
C minus.
C minus.
Leaning.
What did they do?
Leaning
Lean
at a
D.
D.
I don't know.
Yeah, same.
They
Exact same.
decent asset management. I mean, they did a lot. So, Vitek Vanacek to Florida for Patrick Giles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the hell Patrick Giles is.
He's like an AHL guy.
Yeah. They get Vinny Desharnais from Vinny Desharnais off the Penguins. Like,
Yeah.
okay. They get a 4th-round pick for Nico Sturm.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Carl Berglund and a conditional first for Jake Wallman. That's
I think it's C minus.
yeah. And I mean, you get Ostapchuk
C.
in the
I give him-
Zetterlund
I give
trade.
him like a C.
Yeah, C, maybe C plus.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Seattle Kraken.
D.
Getting rid of Tanev was stupid.
Getting rid of Tanev didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, you
Yeah,
got a
I give
second
him a
round
D.
pick. You got a second round pick, but
D.
I don't
They,
like
they,
that
they,
they got rid of him though.
I was not
I'd say it's a
expecting
D.
Bjorkstrand to go in the.
Oh, I wasn't expecting Bjorkstrand.
they got worse.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they did. They're not
And
making
all
the
you
playoffs,
you get back is a couple of picks and Mikey Asamont.
Yeah.
I think we say D here.
D.
Yeah.
D.
D. Yeah. All right. St. Louis.
Oh, let's see.
Question mark?
Maybe
Dead?
a question mark.
They
What?
they're
Where?
asleep.
Where were you? Yeah.
They didn't do nothing.
Question mark is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the question mark because they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do nothing.
Tampa Bay.
A.
Hey.
They got so much better. They got what they needed.
They got
better.
Bjorkstrand. They got Gord back. Gord's gonna be a monster for them in the playoffs.
I can't wait.
What was
Well, actually, no, I can wait because they're probably going to play Toronto.
what did they give away for Gord?
They gave up Mikey Asamont,
A-
a 2025 second, and a 2026 and 2027 first.
So 2 firsts, a second, and Mikey Asimov.
He's gonna fit. He fits well in Tampa.
I don't think they really care about picks.
No.
They don't care
No.
about picks. They're just
They're,
really
they're,
haven't in
they
the past
always been
either.
a win now team.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's literally what John Cooper said. He's like, draft picks aren't going to win you a Stanley Cup.
Exactly. They're worried about winning now.
Right now.
And they're one of those teams that could do it too. So I'd say
All right.
I'd agree.
What's next?
Toronto Maple Leafs.
Nick, take this away.
Oh, I will gladly take this away. This is a solid C.
Ooh.
Listen, I love the Carlo trade. Love that you brought him in. Love the Lawton deal. I think it was solid. Actually, no, I take that back. Probably like a. I don't know why.
I'd say C plus.
The fact that
I give it C plus.
I see C plus. Although they did make some good moves, like I don't think they're up to a B yet because I think they fell asleep.
The cap dump on Dewar and Timmons is just confusing.
That was specifically so they could get Carlo.
Yeah, but a fifth? All you get was a fifth?
Those guys didn't really provide much on the Leafs, to be quite honest with you.
I mean, yeah, Dewar has no goals, 3 points.
And Timmons, I mean,
2 goals.
he was like a depth guy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he did score in his last game as a Leaf.
He looked all right in his first game as a Penguin.
Yeah,
but-
did he? That's good.
Oh no, we already did Utah.
Yeah, we already did the Utah.
Vancouver.
Before the trade deadline, if we want, I mean, then yeah, he did pretty well. But
Just the trade deadline alone? F.
yeah,
F.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
You did nothing.
I mean, you got Carson Soucy off the books. Cool, but
They didn't trade Besser like I thought they were going to. I guess I actually just read this today. Carolina, I guess, offered up like right before the trade deadline, offered him a first for Besser, and they said no. And Carolina was going to try to like,
they're gonna
actually get like a trade done for Besser,
And move
and
Besser
they
the
didn't.
next year.
They didn't have time.
all right. The VGK.
Hot take, but B plus.
Just for getting Riley Smith back?
Yes, because they didn't need.
C.
Listen, they didn't.
Yeah,
No,
I give him a
listen,
C.
listen.
B
Come
plus
on,
is
Nick.
pretty
No, listen,
crazy.
listen.
Come on, dude.
Vegas didn't need to do much.
They didn't.
I'm
They
glad
didn't.
that they didn't do much because they didn't need to do much. Bringing Riley Smith back was like the only thing I think they needed to do, and they did it. I mean, Riley Smith, we know that's where he wanted to be in Vegas, so obviously his game's going to improve there, and that's really all they needed to do. That's the only move I think Vegas needed to do.
All right, what's next? Washington Capitals.
Washington. Okay.
Washington.
Ryan, you take this one.
I mean, picking up Bavillier, dude. I don't.
Was I right or was I right in your,
I
on your
just,
TikTok?
I was gonna say I just want to mention Graves over here kind of called that one.
Yeah,
on your
you did say
on
that
your
one.
TikTok.
Now, I
Yeah.
didn't say it. I definitely did not say that. I'm not surprised that it was going to happen. But when I was like, oh no, I don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
I love Bavillier. I think
You lost a bet is what happened.
I didn't lose a bet because I didn't say it wasn't going to happen. But God, I was like, please don't let it happen. We cannot I don't want it because for me personally, I love Bavillier. I have shirt and sweatshirt of Bavillier. Like,
I should have recorded myself watching the live stream.
yeah, that would have been funny. But I definitely, when I saw it, I wasn't surprised, but I for sure was sad.
I was hoping it would be anyone other than Washington, but
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I think he's going to do well there.
I think so. I think they might sign him to a longer term.
I think so. I think, I mean, I'm not even kidding. I think they might even branch like maybe a 3-year contract with him.
I was gonna say 2 or 3.
I was thinking a 3-year. Yeah, that's pretty
We
reasonable.
gotta see how he fits there.
Yeah.
I think he'll fit there.
But overall, I guess if you want to rate the Caps, I mean, maybe a B. Like,
I think a B.
with what they're sitting at with now, which what you said,
They didn't
like
need to do much
with Vegas, didn't really need to do too many crazy things. I honestly, if you want to just sit them in a flat B,
I think a B.
Yeah.
you know, they didn't go out and do anything crazy, but they are sitting first place
With
in the
that,
Metro
I
right
would
now,
drop my
so.
Vegas grade to a B as well. So
Okay,
I think those two are like equivalent. They both didn't need to do
Yeah.
much at all. And
cool.
And last, Winnipeg Jets.
A.
Hey,
B.
Getting Brandon Tanev.
B.
for
huge.
just a second round draft.
Getting
pick.
Luke
crazy.
Shen.
B
huge.
minus for one reason. Kyle Dubas fleeced you for Luke Shen.
Yes. But also Luke Shen is the type of defenseman they needed for the playoffs. And he's a solid defenseman. He's won a Stanley Cup. He knows what it takes. He has that playoff experience. Brandon Tanev, little Energizer Bunny, going to provide depth scoring, going to provide them physicality, you know.
The thing
And-
is, yeah.
Like, they also didn't. That's really all they need to do.
It was the pickups they needed to continue to where they need to go to a playoff spot.
You already have the star power on defense, on offense. You already have the star goaltender. Like
Oh gosh, talk about goaltending.
come on. Like, that,
Vesna question mark.
Vezina question mark. It's a Vezina exclamation mark.
Remove that question mark, buddy.
He's winning the Vezina. It's all but.
There's going to be a lot of repeats in the awards this year. We may have to have you guys back on for award predictions.
Award season.
I'm down.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But even get like Megan and Jake, since you got us for trade deadline. Get the other two for awards. Like
sure.
We're gonna get a lot of repeats for awards this year. I have that feeling too.
I agree. The only thing I don't think is gonna be awarded, I don't know, MVP between Draisaitl and McDavid.
Nah, because you gotta put because McKinnon's got it.
That's what I was gonna say.
McKinnon's having a stellar season.
Only change with the Hart. Matthews isn't in the conversation this year.
Oh no, he's not. He's been hurt. So he's played great, but he's just been hurt.
No, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, before we wrapped up, I mentioned this before our SD card decided to say, "Yep, I don't want to record this anymore." I saw a thing on Twitter. It's gonna make everybody upset, especially Nick. Steelers have officially they officially talked to Aaron Rodgers as being the next quarterback for the Steelers. Nothing is set in stone yet, but it is leaning towards the Steelers will land Aaron Rodgers as their next quarterback for next season.
I'm going to throw up.
Nick, how do you feel about this, buddy?
He's just
I have no comment.
He's just over it.
I also saw a thing that it is closer to being done than being not done.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know. I think with that right there, it kind of cements the fact that it's going to happen, especially with the fact that he already wants to be here. And if the Steelers did reach out, what is he going to say? No?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like
you already claimed that you wanted to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. you know who's coming into the Steelers. Okay. But
our locker room is about to be great next year.
Yeah, he already claimed that you wanted to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. They're gonna reach out to you and be like, "Hey, let's get something done." He's not asking for a crazy amount of money. It's gonna get done.
The quarterback market is so screwed.
Yeah, I'm not happy about this. At this point, I'd rather take Kenny Pickett.
Well, we know you'd rather take Kenny Pickett.
I think anybody would rather take Kenny
You're
Pickett.
the Kenny Pickett believer.
Forget everything about who we're getting. Getting rid of Fields was just
dumb.
So dumb.
Well, anyways, that's all for us today because we are at the 2-hour mark for the first time in show history. We're going to go call it a day. Thank you, boys, for coming on.
Thank you for having us. Seriously, it was a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
And we want to tell the fans where we can find you online.
Go ahead, Nick.
You can find me at Shermeto04 on everything.
The podcast would be Have a Shift _A on all platforms.
On everything, except YouTube, of course, because that's just Have a Shift Day.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It is. Hope you.
Yeah, thanks for letting us plug. Appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
Thank you for letting us come on and yap. And if the Steelers get Aaron Rodgers, you might not never see me again.
Nick will be hanging out with Big Ben on the streets.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, maybe it wasn't him because he was looking kind of.
It took you 2 hours to realize that.
He was looking kind of. I don't know.
Longer than that, it was this morning. Yeah.
All right, well.
You're good, buddy.
All right. Well, on that note, we thank you for sitting and listening to us today. And this episode is brought to you by the Center of Media Innovations at Point Park University. They provide this great studio, the camera, the mics, and everything else for us. I'm going to say thank you, Point Park, and we'll see you next week.